And we're live. How long has it been?
Let's get right into the news.
Not that long.
It's
Be like a minute.
It's March 20th. It's been 5 weeks. More
19
or less.
days.
Okay, I don't know how to count.
And the
Obviously.
people cannot wait any longer.
It has not been 19 days. We did the last one the 11th. It's the 20th.
Oh, you're so right.
You did the it's addition, not subtraction. It's 40 something days.
It's 20th. Yeah,
and,
it's over.
And the world wants to know, what have we been doing in those 40 days? Everyone's been asking.
That's true.
Joe got some big stuff going on.
Yeah. Which Joe, do you wanna lead us into our pit stop segment? The segment we have always called pit stop and never quickies or a free talk or whatever.
Yeah. So quick book side dish corner. I read Warhammer 40,000 Devastation and Baal. If you remembered last time I mentioned I read a Warhammer book and I fucking hated it. I started this book and I was like, this sounds fairly familiar prose wise. Same guy that wrote it. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh no.
However, I actually enjoyed this book as a plot twist.
Nice. I guess
I actually
he got
like
better.
The dynamics of the Space Marines in this. It's very much like a kind of family reunion, very a lot of tension because like basically like it's essentially like a bunch of Space Marines that were from the original faction, and they have to come together to defend this location, but they've all like changed different ways of how they actually fight and like war, and it becomes a big point of contention between all of them. I really enjoyed it. I think the ending is quite bad because it has to line up with a marketing event that happened when the book was made, so he had to include it, and it just kind of throws everything off. It's not very happy about that, but I enjoyed it, so we'll give that a win. Yeah,
I've tried reading books based like in universes of games I've played before, like Halo has books, Fable has books and stuff like that, but I just haven't had one turn out very good.
I hear people really like those Halo books.
People.
Ryan especially.
Well, Bradley is indeed not people. So
granted, I only tried one, so
true. I have personal thoughts about books and video games. Warhammer's weird because like it's got so much like tabletop stuff, and like the books have for a long time being the main medium for its lore, that it's very weird. So I don't know. But Devastation of Baal, I give it a solid like 3.5 stars, 4 stars. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
So I count that as a win. More importantly, I started a new job.
Woohoo!
This month, the 3rd. And oh my god, it's been going really, really well. I've been really enjoying it.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Working as a project analyst / manager. We're basically
at
like
undisclosed company. You don't need to know.
Yeah, but basically we're making like, from what I've understand, like this company does a lot of products, and this one product is like the missing link that's going to like get all the products together under one roof essentially. So it's very important. It's a very big project. But it's but so far so good. I'd say they brought me on because they were like, so we have a good idea design wise how everything should work. We just don't have someone that's good at planning things out and getting things organized. I'm like, great. The imposter syndrome has never been more strong when on the first day they're like, here's your office. And it's a full ass office with a door and like a locking mechanism and a whiteboard and like a huge, like a big working space. It was like, oh no, what have I gotten myself into kind of territory? Very overwhelming. But so far, Plasma 3 it's been good. However, things have been blowing up since I've gotten there. So I've been branded as being cursed, which I think is fantastic. But yeah, it's been going good. Very happy about moving on with my life to bigger and better things. One thing I did not have on here that I wanted to do was a homework check-in on everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I turned in my homework like months ago, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You did. but we're gonna keep doing this until everyone's finished, including me. So I have not, unfortunately, started on any of the stuff for Willer for multiple reasons. Mainly, like getting adjusted to the new job. I think I figured out a schedule now, and I'll probably actually start on 1 or 2 things tonight. So we'll see. Bradley, I know you've done. Go ahead.
No stress. Take your time.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm not stressing. I'm just like, I'd like to make some progress. But Bradley, I know you did some things.
Yeah, we got started on Silent Hill, and you know what? This could maybe count as part of my pit stops, not quickies.
Yeah.
What's that? What's a quickie?
Yeah, so like we got started on Silent Hill 2, and this is really funny to me because like I have zero awareness of like what anything in the Silent Hill series was going into this. Like I think the only things I knew about Silent Hill period is it's foggy, and there's a dude named Pyramid Head. But what's also funny is I thought Pyramid Head was like, I didn't realize he was like a Silent Hill 2 specific thing.
Yeah, they use him as kind of like a mascot, and people take offense to that because he's very personal to that game or whatever.
That's the thing, like, because the person I'm playing it with, she hasn't played through the whole game, but she knows the plot twists, and I think she watched a playthrough of the original Silent Hill 2, so like she probably knows most of the stuff going on. But she said the same thing, like this is everything that happens in this game is like very personal to the main character.
Yep. It's all, everything is made for that main character in his story, which is really neat.
But overall, like so far, I'm really liking it. The enemy placements are fantastic.
Yep. Have you been enjoying their designs?
Yeah, they're freaky as fuck. The mannequin things.
Oh, they're great.
Oh my god. Okay, so the mannequins get me every time. They did not stop getting me throughout the entirety of that game.
They just move so weird.
God. It's just like, because like the way they're just made, like they blend perfectly into background and corners that like you don't, in the way the game is so foggy and dark, you don't necessarily pick up on them immediately. So you just turn a corner and then you just hear clicking, you're like, what? And you get hit immediately. I'm like, fuck. I feel like an idiot every time.
What really fucks me up is like generally, like the enemies will be in the same, if you die, the enemies will be in the same rooms, and they'll generally be in the same spot. But they're not always in the exact spot, or they're not always hiding in the same position. Because, like, we died in one room, and we went back into it, and I immediately pointed my gun to the corner it was in last time, and I was like, what the fuck? And I turned around, I scoped the room out, and I was like, huh, that's weird. And then I turned around to leave the room, and it was right behind me, and I'm like, Jesus.
Yep. You mentioned that y'all stopped when y'all got to the first Pyramid Head, like, encounter.
Yes, and I heard that scene is a little different in the original.
Okay.
In a very interesting way.
Is that the cutscene where he's like, James is in the closet, or like when he's behind like a... Okay.
Oh my god, I couldn't fucking breathe.
I really like that cutscene because I think it like... So like, what that scene is basically like James hears something, he runs into the closet, and he sees Pyramid come out, and he's got like 2 mannequins in his hands, and he's like killing them. And Pyramid Head turns towards the closet and walks towards the closet. It's the very classic, like, the killer's, like, looking for him kind of scenario, right? And, like, you're like, oh, no, hold your breath. But what's interesting about that scene is that James takes out his gun and starts shooting.
Yeah, he just blasts him in the face, like, empties the clip.
Yeah. And Pyramid Head doesn't do anything. He just leaves. Like, I think that's such a cool scene.
And here's the thing. I don't need every game to have like hyper realistic facial animations where you can see all the individual muscles move, but I think it's really important in this game because in cutscenes like that, I don't know, I feel like I feel like the main character is communicating so much through his face. Like you can really see his stomach drop when those bullets didn't do anything, and like you can almost read his thoughts.
Yeah, and you've run into Angie now at this point.
Yes,
for sure. And have you run into Ed yet?
Is he was kind of like a chubbier blonde dude?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a round where I was in the playthrough I was watching. I need to go back to it.
Yeah. So you're about to like get into like, I would say, the start of like the real fucked up part of Silent Hill, I would say. Like I think like it starts to really show its kind of more bizarre side of things.
That's the thing. Like whenever you first get into town and you're like roaming around, that's the tutorial. And then this first apartment complex that ends with the Pyramid Head scene, I'm like, that's like your first official world or like level for back of a
it's your first like dungeon.
Word.
Yeah.
So it's like now you know how the game works. Now it's time. Now we can like really fuck with you.
Yeah. I really like the apartments. I was really down on them when I was first going through them, and then as I kept playing more and more of it, I was just like, okay, like I totally get what we're going for here.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I will say, like, so in that first section, Bradley, like you walk into town and they do like you see the enemy in a cutscene and it goes around the corner, kind of a thing. I lost track of where that enemy went and I started freaking out because like, where the fuck is this thing?
He's gonna get me at the worst moment.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad y'all are enjoying it. So y'all got a few more areas to go through, obviously, but we'll check in next time. Hopefully, next time you'll get another play session.
Hope you stick with it. It seems like you're having a good time.
Yeah. Yes. All right, that's me, Bradley. If you want to just go from there at that point,
yeah, because like that's part of my. I was about to say fucking quickie. These are pit stops, people.
Come on, people.
From that, though. Because like most of the stuff I've been doing is like topics we have later on. Outside of those, I've been doing a lot of work on personal projects. Like back in October, we kind of like October's usually Inktober time, but we have a lot of creative people who do different stuff. So I think we just kind of had a generic like Projectober.
Yeah, it was open the Projectober. You have to open your project every day at least, which will facilitate you actually working on the project.
And so I've actually been keeping up with it a little bit. At this point, this is the most work I've ever invested into a personal project, but at the same time, it's like the least close I've been to a finish line because I'm making a game, but I didn't want to use an engine. I'm just doing from scratch C++. So a lot of stuff I take for granted, like, the window appearing on the screen is stuff you have to do yourself. So, but at the same time, I'm also just doing it to learn a crap load more about programming, even if I never finish it. So I have learned a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, most of the other stuff I've been doing, we're gonna talk about later.
Cool. The quickest pit stop in the West, right here. Tyler, it's your turn to take the wheel.
I like how you put my like nice little movie block, in like my quickies. Because it's like 3 movies to talk about, but like that doesn't deserve a movie block, not at all.
I'm sorry. Would you like to move something up? Because I'm trying to keep the main road section.
Did multiple people see Captain America?
Yeah.
I saw Captain America.
Okay, cool. Then yeah.
These are ones only you've seen.
So, I went and saw new hit movie, Mickey 17.
Ooh, starring Mr. Batman. What's his name? Robert Pattinson.
Mr. Edward. This is a movie. I'm gonna just give you the nice Google thing. It's about a disposable employee is sent on a human expedition to colonize a new world. But this disposable employee is a clone because they can now 3D print humans, and there's like a lot of is it legal? Like, there's a lot of philosophical matters about it.
Mm-hmm.
And after one iteration dies, a new body is generated with like almost all the memories intact. Well, guess what? Mickey 17 doesn't all the way die, but they make Mickey 18 and shenanigans ensue.
Ooh, I love shenanigans.
This was a mixed bag of a movie for me.
Yeah, I hear it's doing really poorly.
So it's not a bad movie though. It's a good movie. Mark Ruffalo plays Donald Trump. And that entire part of it throws the entire movie off for me. That's like, it's so on the nose.
I gotta look this shit up.
It's done so well, and that is the biggest attraction. Everything is great in the movie except Mark Ruffalo playing Donald Trump.
Now, when you say he's Donald Trump, he's not literally Donald Trump. He is a Trump-esque president, right?
He is They said, we're going to rename it. We want you to be as close to Donald Trump as humanly possible.
He's
Okay,
Trump-esque.
I was literally playing him. I was like, what the fuck does
Now-
that
This is not...
Now,
It's not esque. It is... Like, it's just, you know...
it's just important because this year had a movie about Donald Trump, and it's not Hulk who plays Donald Trump, it's Winter Soldier. It's Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like...
So I'm just,
the entire-
not confuse the folks and Bradley, who was hopeful that...
If they had done Idiocracy's, like, President Macho, it would have been much better, IMO. The movie has a very cool set, premise, costume design, great. Robert Pattinson, probably one of his best performances. He is a great actor.
Yeah,
You've seen
He
the
is a
movies,
great actor.
like, it's fantastic. This is gonna come out in streaming soon. Highly recommend watching it.
Yeah, I'm interested in this.
We were binging the Twilight movies recently just because, like, I had never seen them all, and they are
What?
fucking hilarious.
Bradley, that is podcast-worthy content. I would have loved your Twilight reviews.
Oh my god. They are the funniest fucking movies ever. Jacob runs up to I didn't even know this was a meme. Jacob Taylor Lautner runs up and he's like, Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca? And I'm like, why did he call Bella Loca? But no, whenever I was watching the movies, Robert Pattinson, I was like, you're better than this, dude.
That's his one bad role, in my opinion, is those movies. But it's like, I don't know if it's necessarily his fault.
Anyway. I also watched a movie called Flow. You might have heard of it. Oscar award-winning movie, best animation movie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
This was made by 9 dudes in Blender. A free software, you know, competing against $200 million Inside 2. And this movie just kind of knocks it out of the park.
You forgot the outside part of Inside Out too, but
yeah, it's cool. The guy that directed the movie and kind of started the project, he's from Latvia, and this is like the highest cultural award that the company has ever, or the country has ever received. So like they held him a giant welcome home party, like, you're a hero in this country for you've brought great pride to our country for this effort that you've contributed to us. Yeah. So super cool. Flow is a silent movie about a black cat and a natural world, and it has to go on an adventure and fight against the natural elements.
Evil.
So did you love it because it's basically Petra?
This is the most traumatic movie I've ever sat through.
Tyler, does the cat get hurt.com like the...
Dude, it doesn't fucking matter. I was not in a sober state of mind, and I was sitting on the couch, like, tight gripping a blanket. This is the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life.
No.
Damn. I don't have what I would contribute. I wouldn't say I have triggers or anything of the sort. Goddamn. But I am a avid user of Does the Pet Get Hurt in the Movie website. Which has it's like a website that has all these triggers in movies. If like you have arachnophobia, you know, it's like, oh, there's gonna be a spider. I can't do pets in distress or animals in distress in movies. Hurts me internally. I am crumpled. You know when you're watching Inside, the what's that? Is it called? No, The Rehearsal. You know when you're watching The Rehearsal, and he just like keeps talking about the kid, you know?
Yeah.
And it like gets you feel that pain inside of your body, that internal cringe.
Yeah.
It's that like times 30. It hurts. I was in physical anguish watching the movie.
I mean, like, I took a flight with Tyler not too long ago, and he was watching a movie that just had a cat, and he's like, he stopped the movie, did not finish it, because he was like, Willard, does the cat get hurt? And I was like, I don't think so, dude. And then I rewatched the movie to confirm that the cat doesn't get hurt for baby boy over here, and he still didn't keep watching it.
We talked about this last podcast.
We did.
I think this trauma stems from me enjoying Milo and Otis as a movie as a child. Turns out like 30 cats died making that movie.
What the fuck?
There's a scene where they go down a waterfall and they just kept throwing cats off the waterfall.
Why? Is that allowed?
It was the 80s and they didn't. Yeah, not anymore. This movie is why.
For cinema.
Yeah. So great movie if you want to see the best animated movie of the year. Huge triggers if you don't like seeing animals in distress. Yes, I'm biased because I have a black cat.
Now, Tyler, this or Wild Robot? Because you watch both, right?
See, that was my problem. I thought Wild Robot, this movie is good when you have the context of it was made by like 9 dudes.
Yeah.
In Blender. Amazing. I don't think it was better than Wild Robot. That's my hot take. It probably has more artistic implications, but Wild Robot is just good.
Okay.
You're gonna enjoy Wild Robot a lot more, I think, personally.
Good to know. They both seem good.
They were both very good. Would recommend both. I just have a preference. I am here to say that people hating on the animation quality of Blue Lock Season 2 was a campaign put on by big anime propaganda in order to not make it the best-selling manga again for a year.
Yes, the industry would hate to make more money. This makes a lot of sense.
It would make sense. Dude, I binged it. It was great. Blue Lock Season 2 was fucking awesome. It kicked ass. Maybe I got the binge fever on it. I've watched way worse anime.
No, I mean, Blue Lock's a solid in the closed location in our tier list in the future.
Dude, I've gone from watching season 3 of Attack on Titan to season 4. I've been to bad animation.
Come on, Attack on Titan to season 4 is not bad.
Bruh, I'm rewatching it again.
It is not bad. You've seen bad.
They did not get the memo on what the art direction was for the movie.
No, it just went from peak to not so peak. It actually matches the manga better, which is worse.
Yeah, it's way worse. They're like, every shadow is going to have 80 vertical lines. And I'm like, stop that! Stop!
Too many vertical lines.
Too many black vertical lines.
I know exactly what you're talking about, too. It's great.
Dude, it's gotten annoying.
They love their... It's not even cross-hatching, because I think cross-hatching would have horizontal
it is not
lines,
cross-hatching.
too. It's just hatching, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Blue Lock Season 2, great.
I'm happy to hear that, because I will watch it then, since you liked it.
Dude, they have, 5 episodes at the start that are just, the preamble, and then, they have a soccer match. It's 8-episode long soccer match.
Wow.
It is fucking great.
The sports series finally did a real sport.
Yeah.
They haven't really had, a big soccer match before.
I was giddy like a little kid, cheering on some moments. I was like, fuck yeah, I was able to really turn my brain off and enjoy this. I wasn't sitting there like, oh, I bet this is gonna happen in the future. It was a nice brain off show.
Yeah, Blue Lock's good for that, for sure.
For sure. That's it for my quickies.
You're what? You're what? Say that again, motherfucker. Good pit stop. I got some nice snacks there. For our final one, I have a bit of a movie block. See, I put movies here too. I don't know why you're out here being so salty about it. I watched Sing Sing with Tyler. This is the world's only uplifting prison movie. It's about a theater troupe in a male prison. Pretty good. Really like
sing.
This movie also gave me a lot of anxiety.
Really? Why's that? Oh wait, I know why. I know
because every prison movie has to include some type of violent or ordeal.
Why are prison movies so violent?
I don't know. Where did they get it from? But I'm glad this one's not, because it does. I get where he's coming from. It flirts with the idea. It's like, oh, this is gonna break down this way, but it breaks down another way, which is a lot more emotionally satisfying.
Okay.
But then it picks itself back up. I like this movie. Good actors. I also watched Maxxxine, the third movie of the X-Pearl Maxxxine trilogy. I actually quite like this movie. It's not perfect or anything, but I thought it was a lot of fun.
You understand what I mean when I say I think that director hates women?
I mean, probably. But also, like Maxxine's pretty cool.
No, she's super cool, but I think the director hates women.
Maybe, but I assume everyone in Hollywood hates women until proven otherwise.
It's like a default.
It's just the default setting. I will say, like, this movie is oozing with style. Like, it's one of the most stylish movies I've seen in a while. Really good directing. The actual answer to the mystery that the movie sets up is kind of whatever. Like, they're not gonna do that, are they? And they did do that. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, like, the ending is not particularly strong. It's also, like, not at all a horror movie, right? The first two are, like, a little bit horror. Like, I don't know. Pearl is, like, more tense than anything. This one is just kind of like a 80s, 90s? No, yeah, 80s, like, themed pop, like, thriller mystery thing. So, I did really like it, though. It might be my favorite of the series, which I think is controversial. I think it's everyone's least favorite, but overall, pretty decent little series. And then I watched 2 movies during the ski trip that I will talk about in a second, and one of them was Brother Bear, which I've never seen before.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have a very interesting fun fact about Brother Bear.
I would love to hear your very interesting fun fact.
Now or later?
Why not? Why not now? It's a quickie. You could get
You
straight
might not
to
be
the
ready.
So,
shit.
Brother Bear DVD. All right. I'm an avid Brother Bear enjoyer. However, this is what these. Okay, you know the 2 moose in the movie.
Those characters are so bad. Like, I hate those guys.
So, these 2 moose are very famous Canadian comedians.
Ugh.
They have a like, it's it's not. It's Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas.
My favorite Canadians.
They were inspired. It's these 2 characters are from Strange Brew, for insight, which is a Canadian comedy movie from the 90s, I believe.
Yeah.
No, 1983. Way off.
Ooh.
Anyway,
yeah. It's got Rick Moranis in it.
Yes, but they essentially said we want these characters to be these 2 moose because they're Canadian moose. The DVD commentary is just the 2 moose. It's Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas.
Ugh.
Talking over the movie like it is a real shit that happens.
Like they're in character, right?
Yes, they're in character, and they're commenting like, "Oh yeah, like they had the kids filming that day," and it's like, "Oh yeah, the kids like he is talking about the bears as kids," and he's like, "Yeah, they had to get to school and stuff, you know, like, they couldn't be filming all day."
That is a fun fact. I would hate it because I hate those characters. Like, those characters actively bring the movie down for me. I don't think
they're peak.
I don't think they're funny at all, and they take up so much story time. And then they show up near the end, and they're like, "We're gonna have this like comedy routine to explain the themes of the movie, and then peace out." And I'm like, "You guys have done nothing. Like, please." When I guessed the twist of the movie, I was like pretty excited, and then it turned out to be true. Also, the oldest brother is kind of a fucking asshole. Like, I'm gonna put you 2 through extremely traumatic situations, and through the power of like Disney resolution, you guys won't be traumatized for the rest of your lives.
You know, just like we call that the Itachi Uchiha method.
No. Oh man, who would win, Itachi or Eagle Brother? Pretty.
Yeah.
Overall though, very interesting movie. Very good looking, pretty good. I liked it. Then we watched Anora, Academy Award winner.
Oh God.
Movie of the Year Oscar winner The
I want to watch Anora.
This movie fucking rocks. It's so good. The thing they don't talk about this movie is that it's so funny. It's like a dark comedy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Which I did not
I've seen
expect.
clips of the house break-in.
The house. Well, that's like. It's funny, but that's also like one of the more intense scenes. Like it gets funnier and like it's interesting. Like it's a movie about
But it's also very Home Alone.
Yeah, the way it is a little bit. Actually, the Home Alone vibe. It's like Home Alone if Kevin befriended the burglars, and then they had to track down Kevin's mom to get a divorce. Except she wouldn't be getting divorced from Kevin, I guess. The analogy kind of breaks down at that point, but basically, Anora has to go track down her husband, who is the son of like the Russian mob, and the goons are like watching her throughout the movie, and it creates like this fun dynamic between her and those goons. But it gets pretty heartbreaking near the end. Like the last scene is very powerful, and I really liked it. And Anora herself is really well acted and like a very fun character. So yeah, I thought this was great. I need to watch some of the other movies awarded this year. I forgot what else was up for. I mean, my movie of the year is actually Challengers, no question. But I'm wondering if I would like The Substance more than Anora, so I still need to.
Emilia Perez.
From what I hear, that has offended everyone that exists somehow. So good job, good movie.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I went skiing for the first time, and I was gonna make this a topic, but I'll make it a quickie because I've been asked by both of you of like, oh, how was skiing? And I will give the world the answer I gave to both of you. It's skiing is probably the most tilting experience I've ever experienced in my life.
On God.
God.
Be lucky you didn't try snowboarding.
I know it's technically supposed to be harder, but there's aspects of skiing that are so specifically triggering that aren't part of snowboarding. So even though it's harder, I might have like taken it a little better.
Well, see, that's the thing. Despite snowboarding being harder, you look so much more badass.
You do. The thing with skiing, right? So I didn't take lessons. That was a problem. But I did have good teachers to balance it out. The people I went with was like 5 people that go skiing all the fucking time, and 1 person that's at least snowboarded before. So like I was the only completely like never slid down the snow like that. And man, it was tough. The first place we went to, this was in Banff, Canada, and the first place we went to was I think Sunshine. It's what it's called, and they had a piss poor bunny slope. So I basically just did like 3 or 4 greens and just ate ass. Like it was so difficult. Like I was told I was doing well, but the difficult part of skiing is when you fall and the ski dislodges from your boot. Look. I don't really mind the falling part, but the dislodging part and having to put it back on in the snow as all your friends who are really good skiers are like, they stay behind you, so when you eat shit, they can come up to you and like, oh, let me help you, baby boy. I'm like, no, I'm a grown man. Like
literally, like, day 1 lesson is supposed to be teaching you how to fall and get back up.
I know how to get back up. I don't know how to, like, it's putting the boot back on that's so fucking annoying.
Getting back up.
That's annoying.
It is. And yeah, like I figured like moderate turning and speed control, but I was struggling with like brakes. So on the second day, I got better at that. But that second ski day, it was we were out there for like 6 days, and we skied 6 or 7 days. And we skied 3 of them. Some of us skied 4. Some of us only skied 3. I did the 3. That second day is one of my least favorite experiences of my life, so that was cool. I don't think I've ever been that salty or upset around other human beings before, so that was nice. Yeah, like I rage quit the slope that day, and then just walked down, because I looked in front of me, and I just mentally calculated, it's like, that's going to be another 5 falls, and 3 of those, the boots are going to come off, and I'm going to get pissed. I give up. And then I just walked down, and then
your boots came off?
The boots don't come off. They come off the ski poles or whatever. The ski.
The skis come off intentionally. It's a problem if the skis don't come off.
I know. I almost wish it would just break my fucking leg. I swear to God. Like that's how tilted I was. I was like, just break my legs. I don't care. I just don't want to put it back on. And that day, like, so I go back and I go into the lodge and I'm like, oh, you guys just go on without me, leave me alone, like go have fun skiing. And they did. Like, the worst part is, you know, your friends are having way more fun when they're skiing without you because they get to actually go like do their thing. So I glad to like shoo them away.
I would have stayed there and told you to quit being a little bitch.
And you would have made my week much worse if you did that. So I'm glad.
You need to go to one of those ski resorts that has like
ski in, ski out.
There's like these areas where they'll just give you an inner tube and let you slide down a giant hill of ice. Like we went to this one place that had like these 300-yard long ice chutes, and there'd be a dude at the top, and he would put you on an inner tube and then spin you and then kick you down the chute, and it's so fucking fun.
One of our friends had a knee issue on the third day, and we had to call Snow Patrol to go get her. So I think that's less fun, but she did show us a video. They put her on like a sled, and then like rode down with her in the sled laying down. So like she's like, oh, we caught air.
You also go down head first.
Yeah, like from the video, it was just like her moving backwards very quickly.
I want to do that one day in a non-emergency.
Right, it's like, probably fun in a not that specific scenario.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that second day, I just like go in early, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here. Like, I'm so bummed that I don't even want to drink. Have you ever seen me not just like grab a casual beer? That's not like a thing that happens, right? But I was like, fuck it, and then I just grinded the bunny slopes that were at the second place, which was Lake Louise. And that, according to the ski friends, that's the best place they've ever been skiing, and they've gone to other like highly rated places. It helped that even I can acknowledge that the powder level was insane. Like the snow we were getting was out of this world. So like I just like they actually had a good bunny slope. It was like nice and big, and I could practice a lot. So I just like fucking kept going, taking the magic carpet up and just grinding it for the rest of the day. And I was like, okay. And then on the third day, one of our friends has a saying, it's no friends on a powder day, which I love that saying. I said that immediately and then walked away from everyone and went to the bunny slopes. So I like had the coolest aura in the world, and then I went to go ski with the babies. To be fair, there was a lot of other adults in the bunny slopes. So.
Well, look, Willer, if you and I ever go skiing, we're not going skiing. We're going snowboarding, because that's what Sonic does, and it's cool.
I'm down. Because I will say, on that day, I conquered those slopes that caused me to rage quit, and I did it 3 times, and my goal was to do it without falling once, and I got there. I had to be very slow on, like, there's this one particular part, like, there is no gap from bunny slope to greens there. Like, it gets kind of intense pretty quick, because there's just, like, this big fall that the bunny slopes don't teach you how to manage, because it's, like, a pretty gradual, like, slope down. There's, like, this intense, like, dip and turn. It's not, like, a big one, but it's one you're gonna fall in every time until, like, you know how to, like, either manage your speed there or know how to take it really slow by going really wide. So, eventually I got there. That aside, the days we weren't skiing were incredible, so the trip was still great. That area is so beautiful. Oh my god, like, snowy mountain vibes is, you know, it's always peak, and like the place we were staying had this insane mountain view. We would just wake up every day and like see the snowy mountain peaks. It was incredible. Also, the little town we were in was super cozy and nice. So yeah, great trip. I thought I would hate skiing, and I did for the first 2 days, and by the last day I was like, okay, I would actually go again. Maybe not like immediately soon, but I am open to the idea of getting my ass kicked a little bit more now that I know, like, it's clicked a little bit, and it's not fully there. Like, I can't consider myself a fan of it yet, but I think I can get there now. So
maybe one day we can actually do our original ski trip the 4 of us were going to do way back when, until we got cucked by our boss, even though he approved our vacation.
Was I?
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Did I sign up for that? I don't remember.
Yeah, we were going to go in like January or something, and we had
stay at Joe's cabin.
Yeah, we were going to stay at my condo, and then we were told, like, y'all can't go. And we're like, what? We had requested it like 2 months in advance or something like that.
Man, I do not remember this. I'm not 100% sure I was part of this, TBH.
You were 100%, because you all bought tickets and you all had to try to get them refunded.
God, I do not remember this at all. Interesting.
Yeah.
This was a Bitloff time.
No, I got the time period, but I don't remember having to refund the tickets or anything.
Because my cabin's or condo is basically like ski in, ski out. Like we just walk to the slopes. Like we're at the bottom of like I think peak 8, peak 9, and like you just walk onto the ski slope and you're like, sick, I'm here.
That seems like a good setup for sure. I think I would enjoy that because like if I want to retire a little bit early, I don't have to wait in the lodge. Yeah. Oh,
it's very.
This brings up a circumstance that happened because I entered. I believe this is what happened. I entered the public Wi-Fi at the ski resort.
Oh.
And then on that third day where I was grinding the bunny slopes, I come back to like 50 Reddit messages. Like I haven't even been posting on Reddit. I got hacked, and I have to assume it was because I was on the public network, and they posted like the lamest not safe for work spam. Like it's the blurriest, lamest nipple, and guys are like, oh, "Whoa, babe, that looks great." I'm like, "You guys, whoa, man."
Here's my number.
And I got flagged for like spamming and like sharing illegal links and whatnot, and like upvote manipulation, and now I'm banned forever on Reddit. And because I've accessed our Reddit account for the podcast, which we don't post on very often at all, but it's good to have just in case, that account is also banned. So Bradley made a backup account. Let's leave that on the down low for a sec. But yeah, like in case for some reason you're like, oh, what happened to that account? And if you even know that it existed, it doesn't exist anymore. And I've appealed the ban. I don't think it's going to go through because I went through I immediately got my appeal rejected the first time. Probably just put through a bot because I said the word hacked in the message. And they probably just immediately throw those away. So I'm probably not getting that back. Fly. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. I don't want to get my news from Twitter, so I need to figure something out about this because I at least I don't care about you can ban me from posting on upvoting on Reddit. I don't really care. I just want my little list of things I care about so I can do a quick.
I want my memes.
Yeah, I can do a quick scroll through and not have to deal with Twitter. But no, I am the worst person in the world for getting hacked. And the Reddit people say I can't even look at their website anymore, so that's cool. Yeah, fuck Reddit. When YouTube has better support, which we've lost our channel twice, by the way, but I would say YouTube support's kind of kicking their ass right now. Yeah. All right. We have taken all the pit stops we need. Let's hit the main roads. Joe and Tyler.
Start your engines.
Start your engines. You watch Captain America: Brave New World. Beloved movie, from what I've been told.
Or Brave New Mid.
It was a movie. Wouldn't it be Mid New World?
You know what? You know what's to say, Joe?
I did think about that.
It was better.
I do think I did enjoy it more than Quantumania.
Yeah, it was better than Quantumania, and that's the bar.
Yeah. And I think Thor, Thor: Love and Thunder. It's the fourth one, not the third one. So
there's a lot of bad Thor movies.
Yeah, but I will say this is the most obvious they did reshoots of the movie I've ever seen. It's really obvious, especially in the final scene, especially. But at the same time, I think Sam Wilson, new Captain America, had some really good fights. There's a fight where he has to fight these Japanese fighter jets over the Celestial Island from Eternals. And I was like, oh, I'm actually really enjoying this fight scene. It's something that only he can do. There's some good tension to it. Really, really like that scene a lot.
I remember in the Captain America movie, there was some cool stuff there. Just cool, man versus plane is just kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm not this way in those other two. I'm just more of they use Sam's kit because he is different to his advantage, is what I'm saying, right? They had those flying segments that I thought were really important to do. Harrison Ford, I think, was fine as Ross. He was obviously recasted because the original actor died.
The guy from the Hulk movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He got COVID.
Damn.
He got COVID snap.
Yep. Don't say that.
But I really liked him in this movie. I think he did a solid performance. Actually, it was weird because I was man, I kind of wanted more of him, because I thought that was an interesting dynamic between him and Sam Wilson with the whole Soviet Accords and like Thanos. Like, this is an interesting political dynamic that could be really fleshed out, but like
I don't think they wanted I don't think they wanted to be like, it wasn't actually him that did it, you know? Like, it was the other,
I think also what happened is like he would have been really good to be more prominent in Captain America and Winter Soldier, but I think that actor was still having health issues at the time, so he wasn't acting, so they couldn't bring that character back, and then he just actually died.
I wish it wasn't Harrison Ford. I kind of don't want to see Harrison Ford in movies anymore.
He is getting old.
He's too old, and he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
it was. I don't think Harrison Ford
it kind of pisses me off. Like, dude, I'm glad you had a great career. Just stop wanting to act. Like, stop paying this man.
But that's the thing, Tyler. Like, he still does good. Like, he's in Shrinking. He's great in that.
Yeah, he is. But just like he doesn't need to be in this.
You're right.
Look, Harrison Ford is a slut for big budget money roles. He will take them, and he will. The question is, did he check out for this one? Like, was he trying?
No.
Okay.
I would say he was trying. I also
I would.
Yeah, I don't think Harrison Ford like he's a professional. He'll go in and do his job. Like, I don't think he slacks. I can't think of a movie that he slacks in.
You could have gotten an actor in his mid 60s or late 50s to play a better part.
I agree. They could have gone with the younger actor.
You could have gotten the guy. Who's the guy? That actor in Barry? You know, the handler.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't even look anything like the commander. You could have gotten him. Yeah. Would have been just insanely better.
I mean,
yeah.
Who knows?
But I think that guy's also the same age as oh god, what's his name? Who's Sam Wilson?
Anthony Mackie.
No.
Anthony Mackie. Yeah,
they are not the same age.
Anthony Mackie is just a very young-looking dude, but
Stephen Root is old. Stephen Root is 73. Anthony Mackie is 73.
No way. No shot.
No.
Samuel L. Jackson is 73.
Yeah. Stephen Root's the same age.
You know, Joe's pulling a Tyler right now.
It's true.
Joe, there's a point in the movie. So I went into this movie asking, Kelly, a big question is like, how does Sam handle the shield? Like, you know, he doesn't have super serum.
Yeah.
That got addressed this movie. I really appreciated that.
Yeah. I will say
there's a big moment in this movie, Joe.
Yeah.
Where the entire problem is he didn't get dressed.
Yes,
he just decided to not get dressed for no reason. He's just like, nope, not. I have it on me. It's in the trunk. Not gonna do it. Don't need it. Whatever. Like,
I think if I remember that section correctly, it is a stealth section. So like, you couldn't be carrying all that stuff.
Oh, you don't want to wear the thing that has invisibility built into it or some shit?
Bro, he's got wings. Like, what do you want from him?
You think man without his superpowers is stealthier than superpowers?
I mean, yeah, but there's not giant 10-foot wingspan walking around.
Also, he has that little bird thing, the little falcon that he turns around. Yeah, that thing comes out of his asshole, by the way.
Yeah.
Because there's a part where he's not wearing the suit and he uses it. I'm like, he just literally that came out of his ass.
Tyler Cannon, classic. Either way, I did enjoy it on like a base level. I was just like, you know what? I went to this movie on Valentine's Day with my mom because we're both lonely people. But no, my dad was out of town because he was at the school retreat. So we just went out and saw it, and it was just a good movie to go see with her. It was low key, but we enjoyed it. I had a fun time. It's not up there for Marvel movies in terms of like being one of the best, but
it doesn't seem like it's down there either.
In the current timeline, it's better.
Yeah. I also think people also really shit on the Marvels movie. I actually kind of like that movie.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't seen that. Also,
the villain.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The villain in the Marvels was bad. I think the chemistry between the three main characters is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I think I didn't go watch it because I was like, I'm really upset that Crimson Heart isn't getting her own TV series. Like
Ironheart.
Yeah, Ironheart.
Ironheart.
I wanted an Ironheart TV series, and they kind of put her in just a movie. I was like, whatever. Yeah.
Look,
anyways,
they went too wide. I think something's got to give.
Cool. Thinking about it, the last few movies that we've gotten, so like after Quantumania, which we all consider like the lowest point, it's Guardians 3,
Peak.
which was
I love that movie.
The Marvels, better. It's good.
Yep.
Deadpool and Wolverine, peak.
I hate that movie.
That movie
but I will admit,
I know Joe.
I will not say that movie is peak.
It's pretty peak.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, I'm excited for Thunderbolts. I really want to see how that shakes up. So,
we're gonna see it.
I'm not excited for anything anymore, man. I was excited for this a little bit because I kind of like Anthony Mackie. And maybe I'll watch it. You guys didn't hate it, but I was kind of hoping it would like beat the odds a little bit.
I was too. I really was. So like,
it seems like it matched the odds, unfortunately. But
yeah,
anyway,
unfortunately.
All right. How about we move on?
Yes.
Sweet. I had a crippling addiction to a video game called Warriors Abyss, which is not what I expected. So, this was a game shadow dropped in like a Sony State of Play. It is a roguelike Hades style, like top down or like isometric Muso game. So it's it controls like a Muso game, but it's got the camera view of like a Hades, and it
I see.
kind of immediately fixes the main problem I have with Hades, particularly one. I like Hades 2 combat, as I said many times in the Game of the Year. The combat in this game is what I like about the combat of the Warriors games, where like you have a character, they have a kit of combos, each one of them is like flashy and like is cool, and they're all using their weapons differently, and it's like, when do I use this combo over that combo? There's like little micro decisions, but in those games, you can still like just mash the best two combos that a character has, right? I think this game does something really brilliant. So, to start off with, you have a roster of 100 characters, each with their own unique movesets. Like, I cannot stress how much that's perfect for me, because we were actually just talking about Dynasty Warriors Origins, where you only play one character and he has like 7 weapons and those are his movesets, and I'm like, but that's not what I come here for. I like the big ass roster, and I like just like finding my favorites, and even playing the shitty ones. Like it's fun to like make them work. So this game has all that going on, but then what it does is like every time you complete a floor, you have the option to add one of the other characters in that giant roster to your party. And what you do is you attach them to the end of your combo strings, and they will pop in at the end and do a follow-up attack, and it's different per whatever character you've selected. So by doing that, they've created a system where like it's kind of brilliant. They fix like the limit, like I guess the flaw of the generic Muso combat of like I can just spam the best combo. It's like, no, you are incentivized to use all of your combos, because to get your biggest DPS and your widest attacks, you have to like do a particular combo string and do the follow up at the end to summon that partner, which I thought was really clever. And also, the way that building your party works is the same as like TFT, where it's like, oh, I collected enough units of this faction, or enough units to have the, like, Flowers of War tag, or the Master General tag, or the, like, Master Gunner tag. So you got, like, clans and, like, the kind of people that they are in history and in the Dynasty Warrior series. And then if you can combine enough of them, there's, like, different uh, different requirements per. Like, it's like, oh, this character will unlock this extra ability if your entire party has met these conditions. So it kind of feels like building a TFT, like, auto chess, like, team comp as you're doing it, and it's drastically powering up what these characters can do. So you mix all that, and then you're also, like, taking out hundreds of dudes, because it's a Muso game. By the last rounds of a run, you're having to kill like 1,000 dudes per room, and it feels great. Like, it is just pure serotonin. You get so fucking powerful. The builds you can do are really fun. Like, you have this consistent set of power-ups you can get depending how many emblems you combine, and that's kind of like how you created builds. So it's like, okay, I want my combos to be doing fire damage, and then I want to build into the fire tree, but then I also want to spec into the defense tree, so that way every time I get hit, I have, like, invulnerability, and I get a free revive, I get all these perks, but I also want to build into this tree, because it unlocks more combo strings. Like, it is so addicting to do these runs. And the extra fun part is it keeps track of everyone you've beat the game with, and it keeps track on what level of difficulty you've beat the game with. And there's 5 levels of difficulty. So, like, there's a ton of replayability. Like, I can just boot this up and go do a run after this. And, like, they have this system where, like, randomized characters in your roster will get extra rewards that run, so you're incentivized to play whatever random fucko. Like, to be clear, I don't know anyone in the Dynasty Warriors series, so, like, I have no attachment to any of these characters, so I'm seeing what they can do for the first time. And it's been super fun. Some of the movesets get really creative. For example, like, Hattori Hanzo, 2 of his combos create 2 clones, and then you can control those clones alongside yourself, so, like, you're just tripling your attack range if you're, like, playing him right. He's really fun. You know, there's a dude who rides a shield like a surfboard and does, like, water wave attacks. Of course I like him. Like, there's just something for everyone. And they add characters for free. They've already added 5 new characters, all with their own movesets, all with their own passives. I did mention that. Each character has, like, their own passives they get to build around. And they're going to keep adding them. And, like, they're adding characters from not Dynasty Warriors. They've announced that they're adding Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, for example. And I'm like, well, hold on now. How deep can we get here? Because Koei Tecmo is in good graces with everyone, because they make all the Muso games for all the companies, right? What if we get, say, Persona 5, or Berserk, or Hyrule Warriors, or fucking Pirate Warriors, like, fucking Fire Emblem. They have such good, like, they have this wide variety, and it's an asset dump game at the end of the day, because you can tell they're just, like, dragging all the characters and add in all their animations. Drag and drop. But, like, it's in a new context, and I'm like, yeah, just add everyone. Add Luffy. Like, fucking do it. Like, let's work something out with Bandai and Shueisha and get it done. Like, if anyone could do it, it's them. And I feel like this game's getting drastically slept on.
I would really like that if they just did more games like this, because I'm looking at gameplay of it, and I think this camera angle lends itself really well towards warrior-style gameplay, because, like, this zoomed-out view, you can, like, get a really good view of the destruction you're causing on the battlefield, which is what's fun about warrior styles games for me.
Oh yeah, you're like watching bodies hit the fucking screen, because when you do supers, the bodies, like, splat onto the screen. I'll also throw on that this game is $25 without microtransactions, none of that bullshit. It does kind of have the look and vibe that this was going to be a mobile game, and you're going to have to pull for the characters that you play. And then they wisened up and just made it a game with really expensive DLC costumes. Fine, that's cool. It's $25. I highly recommend it. There is no better zone out and just have a good time game. It's the infinite replayable Warriors game, and I think it's incredibly fun, and I wish more people would give it a try, because, like, it just got kind of shadow dropped, and like, I like this more than Hades combat-wise by, like, a ton. Of course, Hades has, like, the beautiful art and the story and all that, the music. I mean, this game does have some banging soundtracks, I will also say. But yeah, like, Joe, I'm surprised you haven't... I know you like finding time for it, but, like, just pick it up and do a couple runs. I think you'll really like it. I think Bradley would also like this as just, like, a go beat people up. Because you also like Hyrule Warriors, Bradley. So, like, the concept of the game is not foreign to you, I feel like, just on a base level.
Oh yeah, no, like it looks satisfying to just push a button and see 1,000 people fly away.
Only thing I wish they'd add is like some new bosses, which they might over time since they're updating the game for free. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Joe?
Yeah, my thing was like it came out like right between like Monster Hunter World and Civ 7.
Yeah.
So like, it just was like I'm still in my Civ phase where I'm just running through everything. So I kind of want to do that.
Yep. Fair enough. But I hope you get a chance to play it later in the year. I think you would really.
Yeah, we'll have to. Hopefully, I can sneak it in. But we'll see.
All right, Joe, tell me about Invincible Season 3 without spoiling Season 2, because I haven't watched that one still.
So, Invincible Season 3, I really liked it. However, I am pretty sure there are a lot of people out there that are going to be like, nothing fucking happened this season. And to an extent, they are correct. But on the flip side, this was a season that had a lot of like character setup, I would say. It's kind of
filler
like
season.
Yeah, but I think that's unfair because there is some character progression. Like there's some like character moments that are also really important in this season as well. But there's no like big reveal. There's no like huge cliffhanger at the end of like from like season 1 or season 2. Yeah, season 2 like also like ended on a pretty significant cliffhanger as well. And with this one, like it doesn't round out like an arc, but it doesn't end on something that's just like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next season? It's just kind of solid storytelling. And I think this really is like the bridging gap between the next section of the story. But if I were to describe it quickly, like Season 1 is Season 1. It's the setup. Season 2 is the fallout of Season 1. Season 3 is kind of like, where do we go from here after recovery kind of a situation. And I think there's a lot of like interesting questions that are brought up in this season as well. And just kind of like really set seeds for Mark and how he is going to develop as a superhero, as Invincible.
Did you like the interaction with the... how do I phrase this? In the finale, a very big thing happens.
Are you talking about the one person?
The Sakazuki Ace moment.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Did you like that scene with Sakazuki and Ace?
What did you say about my dad?
Yeah. I like the scene where Sakazuki whispered in Luffy's ear for a solid 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's peak, honestly.
I hear that the creator came back and he said he wanted to make that episode better than he did in the comics. I'm excited to watch it.
I really like that character.
It's one of I think that finale episode is probably one of the highest points in the comics.
Damn.
Yeah, it is a good moment
to hear. Yeah.
Wait, what? You said that was bad to hear?
Because we still have so much more to go. From what I understand.
No. It's like, it's
all downhill
weird.
From here.
No. There's lots of other peak moments, but it's like, did you ever finish watching The Walking Dead?
No one
I never watched The Walking Dead.
No one's finished watching The Walking Dead.
There's this whole moment in the Walking Dead series where people capture the zombies and then skin them and then wear the zombie skin, and they're like, we're the zombie skin faction.
Yeah.
And it's like, so just like, this is what you're doing and focusing on? That'll probably be season 6 when we get around to it. You're like,
okay.
Yeah.
So there's stupid shit coming where we wear the zombies.
It'll be after the next few peak moments.
Stupid shit's fine, but I did really like this season. I recommend season 2 and 3 and 1. Like every episode of Invincible, I was like, yeah, I'm happy I watched this. I never felt like I was getting strung along. Essentially,
Joe, I want you to do me a solid.
Yeah.
I want you to watch Blue Lock season 2 now and tell me which animation studio uses Microsoft PowerPoint more.
The animation was not that bad. It was not bad in Invincible. It's not
amazing,
good, but it's not bad.
That's always been the thing. Invincible is a passable visual experience, but you know what? The writing, at least as of season 1, was good, and I care about that equally as much.
The show is 85% fucking written. What are you talking about?
So?
Where did I misspeak?
So is Blue Lock.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. You were just like, yeah, the writing is great. I'm like, yeah, it's
okay.
They don't need to hire writers for that. They need animators.
Do you know how many adaptations fuck up the writing? I never talked to y'all about Yakuza because I'm not gonna give that the light of day in this podcast. But
oh yeah, no.
There are some things that take stories that I love and shit on them. So I'm just glad that the writing of the show is good. Okay.
I think the writing still is good. I just find that this season definitely was more of a monster of the week and kind of like a more of a mental exploration on a thematic level and story level than like an actual like this thing is happening and we have to deal with it kind of a level, if that makes sense. But that last episode I really liked and enjoyed. It's got actual good animation to it as well. I was really stressing out at one point too. Especially someone was getting real stretched, and I was like, I don't want that person to get stretched no more.
That's a good one.
But yeah, I Invincible good. That character at the end there is incredible, I think.
I'm really excited for next podcast because I believe Bradley would be talking about season 1 because he's gonna finish it next time. It's gonna be pretty cool.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Not the crickets. Oh, come on. Give me
Joe.
Yeah.
I'm going to message you something.
Okay.
Oh.
It's his dick.
It's something you want to share. Yeah. You got to tell me if it's...
No. They covered it this season. It's something that happens this season. Cool.
Yeah.
I want.
They already posted for season 4. It's coming out next year.
Yeah.
They're adding a new storyline that the author's putting in about the...
Cool. Interesting.
You remember that demon guy in season 1?
Yes, I'm so happy they're gonna bring him back.
Yeah.
Is it the demon detective guy or is it the
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
The comics genuinely do nothing with that character, and I'm like, dude, this character was so cool.
Yeah, the Hellboy looking guy. Yeah, he's pretty sick.
That is an exciting thing to hear about.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy that like the author is getting to like fix or like improve the story in that way. That's awesome.
Yeah. Tyler, do you have something?
It's an offline chat talk.
Okay. I'm gonna take control of the wheel again. We have new roads to go to. Those roads are called Undead Unluck, a series that I have finished.
Yay!
Damn.
I have not.
How far did you get, Joe?
I am at the last thing I remember is they were doing ramen.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, right. You didn't even get to the master rules yet. Oh man. 2 arcs from where you are, I believe, is so peak. Like it's a really good weird arc and fight. But it revolves around Nico and Ichiko and some other characters.
I was introduced to the master rules. I think actually I might have gone past. got past the ramen part.
Because they're in their 10 seats, and you see them all.
They're locked down by someone.
Yeah. You're probably about to do Beast then, because that's the one they do. So Undead Unluck. So where I left off last, I had done 2 of the master rules, and then they do like 2 fillerish arcs. One of them that I like really did give a shit about, and then the other is like about Tatiana. It's like cool. We like Tatiana, and then. They're like, all right, final arc time. I'm like, whoa, wait, what? Like, you can definitely tell. And like after looking into it, I think what happens is the anime does not blow up, and Shonen Jump holds the axe over the head of the series. Now, this happens a lot in this industry, and for what it's worth, they did give them like 2 to 3 volumes to wrap up, and not like you have 7 chapters to like 3 to 7 chapters go. What this means is that the most exciting setup of the story gets really rushed.
Damn. I was afraid of that. When?
Yeah. And it's a bummer, man, because like there was some really cool concepts and ideas there. But what I will say is that even though this was clearly a rushed final arc, you can tell that it was still cohesive. It still had enough meat on its bones to make you feel something, or like nothing. It didn't feel like complete bullshit randomness. Like you're like, oh, we've been building up to this. Like we have to take like a huge final leap to get there, and I wish we walked instead. But this is all lining up with what the story set up so far. The last 2 chapters are really nice and sweet. There's like some cool action, though it does get like a little visually messy there at the end. So it does end on a weaker note than what I was hoping for. But overall, it's still like a really good series I'd recommend. And I think Tyler would like the anime if it keeps getting animated. I think... Did you watch Season 1, Tyler?
No, I have to let things pan out for a bit because I don't like 12 episodes and done sort of
Well,
thing.
Season 1's been done for a while, so...
Yeah, so where's Season 2?
Well, I guess we'll see. I don't know. I haven't kept up with it.
That's why I haven't watched it.
All right, okay. Well, when Season 2 comes out, I think you would like this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, I think you should finish it. You don't have too much longer to go. And there's some really cool stuff that happens. I did like a ranking of my favorite characters. Like I did not expect some of these people to be here because I like broke it down at the end. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I will say.
I still think Undead Unluck.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say like Undead Unluck still has like one of the most interesting like. Let's see, how do I describe this?
Premises.
Plot structure.
Yeah.
Of a shonen. Like.
Yeah. It's a great. I wouldn't recommend this to like a starter, but if you've watched enough like shonen series, this is a good like weird take on a shonen with some pretty lovable characters and like some really good scenes. Fucking dude, the character Fang, the martial art guy, that guy's the goat. He's actually so fun, and I remember when the arc he's introduced where he's the antagonist and like he's fighting Shen and Mui or whatever. And I'm like, something about this guy. I just kind of liked him as a villain, even though he wasn't like that interesting back then. He just had the sauce. They cook with that sauce, I think, throughout the show. And I thought he was like a pleasant surprise character. Most of that roster is actually like bad guys who turned into good guys, and I ended up liking them. Like they have a lot of good Vegetas in there. I'll say that. That's a good compliment. Billy's a good Vegeta. And then I also read a little bit more Ichi the Witch. I'm still pretty early on it. I'm like chapter 11. I'm curious, like, or 12, something like that. I'm curious where you guys were on it, if you kept up with it.
You're actually further than me, because, I don't know, it kind of fell by the wayside as I was doing other stuff, but at least I'll have a lot to binge.
What's the last thing you remember, Bradley?
I mean, the manga was still pretty new. I think I was only on chapter, like, 5 or 6.
Okay.
I'm on 24 right now.
Okay.
I've been enjoying it. I think they recently kind of introduced the power ceiling of the story.
That's
I would say
that's nice and early.
Yeah. Which gives me some hesitance, but at the same time, like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going through this. I still like the setup a lot of like there are these magical things and they each have their trials to do. Have you done the fish yet?
I just finished the fish.
Okay.
Yes, that's where I'm at. It was fun. It was funny. The thing about Ichi the Witch is that I really like Ichi. I think he's a great protagonist. And I really like Descades. She's fucking hilarious. Yeah. And their new little party member it rounds out the party really well. The thing that this series is missing is that so far it's mostly comedy, and I need there to be a serious arc that forces like maybe Descades. I always forget her name.
Good news, Willer. That's the next arc.
Excellent. We need the first lock-in arc is what I'm trying to say, because I'm loving what we have so far, but we still feel like we're just kind of magic world. Cool.
Yeah. So that's already happened.
Sick.
So you're good, and it's either next arc or just after like a mini arc, essentially.
Cool.
But there is a lock-in moment. You're like, awesome, cool. We've got that established.
That aside, like I love the world building. I love like the characters, like all the witches they introduced seem so like cool and strong. Oh, where I left off is we met like the Ice Witch and
Yeah,
and
you're about to start that exact arc.
they set up the thing that they're gonna do. So I was interested in that.
Yeah, you're about to enter that arc.
The thing.
So you're good to go.
Cool.
I agree. I really like Ichi. I really like our cast of characters. I like our little evil magic that's in Ichi.
Yeah, he's fun.
Well.
He's fun.
I like that dynamic. You learn something else about the world in that arc too, which is that's gonna be set up for some great things later, both comedy wise and introspective wise. But we're only 25 chapters in, so it's doing great numbers in Jump.
Oh, thank God! No, I had no idea. I was just about to say, though, I love this world and what we have set up in our crew. I hope they can at least go for like 100 chapters, right? Like
I think it's gotten like the cover like 4 or 5 times already.
Okay, nice.
Like
we're cooking.
So it's gotten cover, it's gotten colors. It's doing really well.
Undead Unluck died for this, so we gotta. It's actually kind of poetic, isn't it? That I'm talking about both.
Act Age was sacrificed on altar for this as well.
Act Age was sacrificed eons ago for the prophecy to be fulfilled.
So was Greens. Rip one.
Green Greens is not part of this. Green Greens died for Blue Box. Green Greens became Blue Box. It's color-based sports manga.
The artist from Act Age is what's drawing this.
Yeah. Rest in
Which
peace
I brought
to a real one.
Yeah,
but you know what? I like what we have right now. She's doing really well here.
Yeah.
Good for her.
I saw Ichi in your list. I was like, oh, it's just one of those ones that like I usually have time to read like 2 chapters of manga on Sunday before I have to do something. So that's One Piece, and then like Akane, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
And man, Willer, you're not ready for Akane.
The thing is, I know I'm not ready. Like, fuck, man. I wish we could convey to y'all how good Akane Banashi is.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to do so in a tier list where I have to prove how good it is by fighting for my life.
Yeah.
I've seen this one a lot.
Which one?
Akane or Ichi?
Banashi. Yeah, it's very popular and it's the writing is incredible. You would not like it, but Bradley would like it.
I'm gonna read it and then talk with you about it.
No, because then I'll enjoy doing that with you. No.
Yeah. And I'll be like, I'll tease you and be like, hey, I just read 40 chapters. I fucking hate it.
All I'm saying is, if you don't feel anything when a character under a bridge confesses something, I'm going real upset.
Is that where I stopped? No, that's way earlier.
It's I'm not as good.
He's not getting there. But
yeah,
the thing with Akane is I don't think Tyler would like particularly wrap his head around the concept of Rakugo very well. And
no, I don't think that's true. I think he would. I think he would easily understand and wrap his head around that. I don't think that's the issue.
Okay. Well, I don't think he would like that in like a manga format. That just seems like something he's gonna complain about in 2 months.
I disagree. I think he will actually enjoy it more than you think. God, oh my God! I just remembered, Willer. We see Akane's master do a Rakugo segment.
Oh, sick!
It's one of the best, like, use of like a page turn in the series. It's like, and it's so like subtle and like it's a jump scare, but it's not a jump scare of like something jumping in your face. It's a jump scare of like, this is really creepy.
Joe, we need to do a discussion episode mini about Akane. Because I need to catch up. Should I catch up, or should we do what I've done so far and then we'll do a second one when I catch up?
You should 100% catch up because we've gone to a time skip.
But then like we're gonna have to cover so much. I could literally talk minutes about every single chapter of Akane. Like there's something to be said about every chapter.
Tell you what, read as much as you want to, or to a point where you have to discuss, like you're going to explode, and then we'll do it.
I feel like I've been at that point. We just haven't like scheduled it. Anyways, that's a story for another day.
Hello?
What the fuck was that?
Someone got got.
Is Tyler doing voice modulations?
Oh fuck!
I would never do that in the middle of a podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Like, here's the it doesn't sound realistic, but it does sound better than I thought it would sound.
No, it kind
Where's he
of
doing
like the
this?
first few words are good. Hold on, Tyler, can you introduce the next segment that Joe's gonna talk about?
Yeah. So, and Joe is here going to talk about the Metropolis, the Ferris Eagle. Is this
Okay.
a 3-hour movie?
No, it's not. You're thinking of Megalopolis by Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to turn your voice modulation off. Tyler.
There we go. I think you have to like have certain inflections with it. Like if you do a higher pitch, it'll help it.
You can work on it.
Metropolis, the Ferris Eagle, is a book. This is not the title of the actual book. This is a book 2 of you have read.
I was about to go to the bathroom. Should I not?
You should not.
I'm seated.
Okay. So, I want y'all to try to guess what this book is.
Who's the 2? First of all.
The 2 is Tyler and Willer.
Oh, this is the Architect movie, right?
No, keep up. This is a book we've read that he's hiding under.
Wait, what?
Under a pseudonym. Metropolis,
Yeah.
the Ferris Eagle?
Oh, this is a fake title?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, is this Mistborn?
Yeah, this is Mistborn.
Yeah, this is Mistborn.
Okay, cool.
Yo, let's go.
Wait, okay, I'll change the order of things around because this leads into the next topic then.
Yep.
We got
I
tricked.
saw the... Yeah. Got smoked.
He's done this before. He did this when he read in the woods. He's a
Yeah.
sneaky.
I did it one other time. I can't remember what it was. Shoot.
Because Joe reads so many like
anyways.
40K books. I'm like, yeah, that's probably real. I don't care.
That's great. But yeah, I read Mistborn, The Final Empire. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. This is very. I'm 14. This is deep to me.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't pretend like it's that deep though. I feel.
No. No.
It's more like I'm 14 and this is fun.
No, I don't think so at all. I think it's like if I can think of a number of people that I know that if they've read this in high school, it would be their obsession kind of a thing.
Welcome to Brandon Sanderson in a nutshell.
Yeah, I guess. But like, I don't know. I felt it was very Tumblr coded in some instances. Like with Kelsier and God, what's her name? What's the main character's name? Vin. Like young girl on the streets. She's actually super special. Gets found by handsome guy. All that.
Okay, you say that, but
Joe, that relationship is 100% platonic.
yeah, like
Oh, I know, but like
they flirt with it a couple times. Like
No, that's like Annie coded.
yeah, like well, we try not to sexualize
No.
Annie.
here's the problem though is I can't help but think of one of Kelsier looking like anything but the Onceler from the Lorax.
You have a problem, brother. I wish Bradley was here.
I know, like it's just the way I pictured him, and I don't know why.
Dude, no, this is not Tumblr. Like, if it was Tumblr coded, yeah, they would like play out that romance a little bit more. Ooh, old handsome guy.
What they do with Invalid.
Adolin is what's his name? Endolin?
Analid, yeah, Analid.
Analid? That's his name?
It's not an E.
Tyler, what
but
the
like
fuck?
he's
Evelyn.
Edolin. Anyway,
Analid. Anyways, but like same thing. Guy's like, oh, I'm too good for this, or like, oh, these nobles are so stuffy that even though I'm part of them, takes his fucking library to the balls every time.
Joe,
Every
that's
time.
just literature. You're describing the most classic romance literature of all time. Girl goes to ball and gets swept up by Prince Charming. Ellen.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like
what are you-
Ellen.
What are you doing?
The relationship between Vin and Kelsier is not Tumblr coded. Ellen and Vin is Tumblr coded. And
No,
that's
it's
where
not.
It's supposed to be.
No, it's not. It is not. That is just literature. Like you could go read a book from like 1680 and they have that
Right.
same relationship.
I've read Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
90% of Tumblr users are women who like to read books. That's just how it is.
Okay, but like calling it Tumblr coded when it's just like a standard romance. Tumblr coded has like weird connotations to it, like the once-ler.
Now, Joe, I will say, I thought, who's our main character in Bridge 9?
Bridge 9 is not a thing, but Bridge 4 has Kaladin.
Bridge 4. Kaladin. So I thought Kelsier and Kaladin, that's what I pictured him as like.
Oh no,
Me too.
not even
Me too.
close.
No, yeah, I had the exact same thing, Tyler. Like,
I did not picture them at all similar.
Damn.
Like, I can see where you're coming from that, but like, no.
He's like Kaladin who will kill a motherfucker.
But Joe, you also read it. Like, you read words, right?
No, I listened to this.
Oh, okay, cool.
I had Michael Kramer in my ear.
Yeah,
Good.
that's
everybody needs that.
But Joe, you finished it, right?
I did finish it. I will say, like, as much as I'm like shitting on it right now, I did enjoy it. Like, I am not like, I'm just kind of being cheeky.
No, the thing is, like, the way I described it, I was like, this is clearly not Brandon Sanderson at his height yet. Like, it's
correct.
It's very simple. It's very stripped down. It's a solid like 3 out of 5.
Well, it's one of his first books.
Yeah.
It's his first book. Yeah.
Yeah. One of his first. It's the first in the Cosmere.
Yeah.
But I will say, Willer, I do agree, because I went back and listened to our podcast segments about this. Weirdly, Willer, when I stopped to listen to that, I was at the exact same spot you stopped. I just happened to be there.
What was it again?
It's right before they go try to save some people.
Yeah, okay.
At the very end. And Kelsier does his thing.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really funny because I was like, all right, I got about 2 hours left. I think this is around Willer or close to it. And then like, it's like, oh, okay, this is probably exactly where he.
I did have a follow-up, so in case you didn't catch that, but.
Yeah, I did listen to the follow-up as well. But I feel like the thing is like I feel like the book, there's a part where it just kind of meanders a lot. Like I did, like, between basically them starting Vin and Enelid, or Ed. God, what the fuck is this guy's name?
Say Ellen.
Ellen. When Vin and Ellen start like talking to the climax, like, I don't know, there's just something about it that isn't nearly as like gripping as the rest of the book. I felt like I really liked those ballroom scenes because of a lot of political drama, very Pride and Prejudice kind of like styling to it. But I found like Kelsier going to the army and doing all that ultimately kind of like fruitless with what happens at the end of the book. Basically.
Yeah, I feel that.
It plays like. Go ahead. I'll talk after.
Yeah, and then but the climax, like in my head, reminded me of like early 2000 book adaptation endings. Like we gotta put the other trilogy in here right now, like kind of a thing. Like all of a sudden everything happens, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh, okay, I get that. I like the twist we have with the journal entries, the actual twist, not the known twist, I guess, if that makes sense.
Which is who is the actual author, right? Or like
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like I like that. I was like, that's a good thing, because I got that person was mentioned. I'm like, that's kind of weird you would write that down and there were no repercussions from that feeling of that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I like that. Weirdly, I called Renew.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I talked about how like crazy it was, and like I don't know. Like no way, that's crazy.
Because the thing is like Brandon Sanderson is really good at using his guns. And so he plants this one gun at the very beginning. And I was like, this hasn't paid off yet. And I was just like doing the math. I'm like, oh, this is what's happened. Because I knew there was something about Renew. I just had to figure it out. And I figured it once everything started going down, basically.
So you figured it out when the author told you about it?
No, I figured it out in the town square when things were happening.
And that's when the author tells you about it, dog.
No, that is not when he tells you about it.
Sure.
Tyler, I'm sending you something. Hold on.
See, I want to see if you can do it again, Joe. Do it again. Do it in book 2.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be in a year, so okay.
Why a year?
I got shit to read, dog.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh-huh.
Tyler, read what I sent you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why I'm like, do it again.
Funny.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I do agree that it's not like I definitely read better Sanderson works.
Oh yeah. Like,
Well,
for him.
this was supposed to be a one-shot, you know?
Yeah, I kept that in mind, for sure.
So-
I still think even with it being like a single story, that climax is like really, really rushed.
It's
I
rushed.
think.
For sure.
I
What
think
I-
there could have been.
what I will say is book 2 is much better. Like,
Okay.
I think.
What did you think about the world building around the Lord Ruler?
I think it was fine.
No, just nothing crazy.
Nothing. I was just like, all right, cool. I'm 240K quoted. You
Yeah.
tell me God Emperor, I'm like, cool. Like,
It was my first God Emperor, so I liked it a bit more.
Yeah.
What did you think of like his weakness? Because I remember saying like, "Come on, no one's tried that before." Like,
the thing is,
what,
like,
did I miss something? Like I had to.
yeah, you missed the part where like everyone has actively assumed you can't do that.
But they
basically.
talk about how like we've melted him, we've cut him in half, we've put him through a shredder, we've done everything to him, and he comes back every time. It's like you didn't do the simplest thing first. Okay, sure. Maybe those are just
also
myths. Maybe those are just myths.
I think
they
they're more
spread.
myths.
Okay.
More myths than anything. Like that's what I assumed. Like,
It's this is a slight spoiler.
mm-hmm.
An entire concept of the Mistborn series is information.
Yeah,
Hidden information.
that's fair. I could see that for sure.
Intentionally hidden information.
Well, yeah, I agree because like Vin has that realization about the whole mechanic of the world basically in the jail cell,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I thought she was spot on at first until she was just completely wrong when she tried to do that one thing in the palace when she came back. I was like, damn it.
It is really interesting to hear that as we'll get more into mine right after that, you know.
What I will say, I'm just gonna throw this out. Joe, did you notice a MacGuffin that Vin has?
I think so, yeah.
A MacGuffin?
She has a thing.
Vin has like a bronze earring they keep talking about. I'm like, that's...
Yeah.
I've played Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. I know that that's the answer to the last question. Like...
Yeah, I was feeling the exact same thing.
Okay.
It's just like, yeah.
Y'all are... I wonder if y'all can call what that is.
I can't because I don't... Like, I know that there's that 10th medal, but that's more of a book 2 thing, I feel.
Yeah. We just have theoretical medals in book 1.
I'm just like that's gonna be the answer to everything. Either book 3 or book 7, whatever the last book is. Tyler, tell us about.
Anyways.
In other words, tell us about the lost medal, Tyler.
Interesting that it's the answer to both book 3 and book 7.
Cool.
So I just finished book 7, Mistborn, which it's really cool. This is like falling in line with Brandon Sanderson's current model with the Elder Scrolls or whatever it's called.
The Stormlight Archives, brother.
Yeah, same shit.
Sleep better.
Yeah, I need to. This is interesting. This book came out, so in Mistborn, he had a book in 06, 07, and 08. And then he comes out with one in 11, 15, 16, and then 2022, post-pandemic. It's crazy how much changes between book 6 and 7, and he does a real world time skip of 6 years between those two books in the book. It's good. It's scary. It's suspenseful. It's intense. And very, very happy. He kind of sets out he sets like, it's very interesting that since I've read Stormlight, we get a model in Mistborn book 7 that feels very akin to a Stormlight book.
Makes sense.
I mean, yeah,
like,
they're kind of like the same universe.
You know how no.
It's more like the writing style starts becoming Stormlight-esque.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It becomes very Stormlight-esque because you know how like each book in Stormlight is like the very prologue revolves around a certain character.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of that. And then it's just it sets up a very suspenseful tone for the rest of the book that I enjoyed a lot. I thought I was going to be upset about something that was going to happen in the book, but I was very happy. This was a very much more lighthearted series between Sherlock Holmes and this shit. It's cool. It was great. I'm very happy I picked up the second half of this series. I did not think I would enjoy it as much as I did the first half, but I enjoyed it literally just as much as the first half.
Nice. Good to hear.
With each book being less than half the words of the first 4.
Really?
Or the first 3. Yep.
They're shorter.
Yes, much shorter. They're half the length. So
that's insane. That's okay. That's so motivating.
Book 1, Mistborn: The Final Empire, is 212,000 words.
Mm-hmm.
Mistborn Book 4 is 97,000.
Oh, peak.
Yeah.
Brevity.
Yep. The longest Mistborn book is Book 2 at 245,000. The longest Mistborn book is Book 7 at 149.
Okay. Let's see. And then Stormlight blows them all away.
No. The second half of Mistborn is better than probably Book 2 and 3 of Stormlight, in my opinion.
I mean better. I'm saying length, which is what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Also,
but I do mean better as well.
Being better than Book 2. Is Book 1 your favorite?
Book 1 and 4. Yeah.
I'm glad we can both agree on 4 being good. It's a hot take.
For some reason. I just don't want to talk too much spoiler about it, I guess.
I will get there one day. We will. You'll get your chance. What I will say is, are you interested in doing Wind and Truth next?
So, I've been given a list of novellas I should read from the Brandon Sanderson series. I am at a point in the Cosmere that first of all, I didn't think I'd get to. Second of all,
where like one, you now kind of understand the concept of the Cosmere and like because I don't.
I know shit, and you telling me that slight spoiler, I've forgotten it now a little bit, but it's also pissed me off because you don't realize how much a spoiler. Not only did you spoil the beginning of the book you were listening to, but you spoiled part of book 7 that I was listening to.
I don't know how. I said one little thing, man.
Dude, that's infuriating, man. That's how deep in I am.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was built like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think I've been given some novellas and single shots to read. I think I'll organize my list and try to prioritize them. But for now, I have new Stormlight to read.
That's what I said. One thing. Wind and Truth. That's the
I have Wind and Truth, but
so I
have another one too.
What's another one? Because I want to talk about Wind and Truth.
This is my last thing. A little book 7 of Dungeon Crawler Carl has been released on
Tyler, you have to tell me these things because I try to make it so these podcasts are 4 hours because you have a wife. I'm doing this for you.
I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
This is a forewarning.
This is a warning.
Yeah.
To all who may be concerned.
It is being done for the one person that is like Dungeon Crawler Carl's pretty good.
I mean, Bradley likes it.
There's a few dozen of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a lot more than you think. People, it's getting steam.
Yeah, no, I see people reference Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Also, shout outs to Bookborn stealing our flow bar for bar on that one video.
Yeah.
It was a good video.
Other update is, since I got my big boy job, I've unlocked the final seal, basically. I started Speaking Bones, which is the final book in the Dandelion Dynasty.
Shit.
I am past the first part. That first part's a banger. Like there's a point they're in like a very snow setting in this first part, and I was sitting in my car listening to it, and I got to work, and I was like, fuck, I gotta get outside and it's cold. And I opened the door and it was 70 degrees outside. I was prepared for the freezing cold.
Damn.
That did not exist.
Now that's good prose.
Yeah. So it's going really well. It's still like crushing my soul. But we're I think on the upswing now, potentially, maybe. I don't know. Like I really want Willer. I can't wait for Willer to read Wall of Storms.
Me too. Me too.
I know.
It's gonna take a while.
It is gonna take a while. But yeah, I've started that. It's fairly long, and so that might be on the next podcast. It might not. It just all depends how my life, how long this takes to do.
Sure. I wanted to quickly check in on Wind and Truth. It's a book structured in 10 days. I'm currently on day 3, so we got a ways to go. By the way, Tyler, so Stormlight 1, Kaladin book, Stormlight 2, Shallan book, Stormlight 3's Dalinar, Stormlight 4's Navani. Who do you think... Oh, did Tyler just step away?
Tyler took his headphones off.
I am asking you a question?
Okay. Okay, what is your question?
Do you know who book 5 is about? Like, who the... You know how each book has, like, a main character? I was just curious if you know...
It's about Zeth, right?
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I was just saying that.
One of the novellas I'm supposed to read circles around his powers.
Is it Warbreaker?
Maybe. It's supposed to be a book about wherever the sword is from.
Sword Nimi, yeah. I just learned some stuff about that in the book, so that's cool.
I didn't know that was its name.
You know Sword Nimi. That's been called that for like 2 books now.
Oh, has it been?
Yeah. Well, it has another name that I think they probably get into it in the book, but that's what Zeth calls it. I don't know. Anyway, Zeth's backstory is cool. Any scene involving Kaladin is, of course, the best. Shallan actually is the action character of this one, which is not what I expected.
Ooh.
And then Dalinar is gonna go do some shit that I don't know if it's gonna be interesting or not, but it's a big part of the book. And there's a couple of other good POVs. It's pretty slow. It's setting up a ton of stuff. This book is so big, and I know most people don't like it. So it's like, or not most people, but I know people have beef with this one. So let's see how it plays out. I'm making decent progress, but like again, day 3 out of 10, and that's assuming that like the final day isn't super big, or there's not like an 11th day. Well, the whole setup sets up to like this 10-day thing. It's a pretty cool structure, I will say. I will also say with Stormlight, I haven't done any of the novellas, not a one. I don't have infinite time. I'm sorry, Brandon Sanderson. That one's on you.
I'm sorry, but my Audible credit has a flat rate, and I can't use it on a 10.
I have to buy my 10 of French books with my credits as well, you know, and my Dandelion Dynasties now. So sorry. You got to split the love a little bit. All right, that's all I have to say.
Good talks.
Leads us to the next topic in our road, which is Bradley becoming the world's only Kingdom Hearts fan.
That's the thing. I played Kingdom Hearts Recoded finally because holy shit, I can't stop playing Kingdom Hearts games, and there's only so many of them, and this game's been out for quite a while, and no one knows anything about it, so I decided to be the one to play it. And
no one knows
what you actually do in the game. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I have like 30 hours so far, and I'm probably gonna get a lot more because I don't know if I'll like 100% this game, but there's definitely a lot I want to do in it. I think the first main call out I would have, well, you know what? Let me start with the stuff that you can make fun of this game for, because this game is made fun of. This game is made fun of for just being like the least plot relevant Kingdom Hearts game.
The story is bad, because the one thing we would know is that most people will go on to watch the plot videos in the collection. That story is bad, dude. Like, it's such a retread of the first one, right? Like, what's happening?
That's the thing. Like, like you're playing through the Kingdom Hearts 1 worlds. For the most part, you're playing Kingdom Hearts 1, but with some more cool stuff like command deck and finishing moves and the clock gauge. Yeah. But like, there are a lot of people who are solely in Kingdom Hearts for the story, and if you are solely in Kingdom Hearts for the story, this might be your least favorite game ever. Now, I like Kingdom Hearts gameplay, and fucking A, for a DS game, this has very good Kingdom Hearts gameplay, so I'm really liking it.
I've been told that this has the best command deck. It's like the most balanced and mechanically like tight command deck gameplay compared to DDD, which is completely broken by flow motion and balloon, and then Birth by Sleep, which is kind of a mess, honestly, if you get like to the technical stuff of it. That game does not have a very good combat system, but I hear this one does.
Oh my god, it does. So this game, it plays it plays so much like Kingdom Hearts 1, which is a very good thing for a DS game. Like, Kingdom Hearts 1 is a good feeling game. The only time I ever haven't liked how Kingdom Hearts 1 feels is when I jumped back to it after playing Kingdom Hearts 3 for 90 straight hours.
Yeah, I mean, that's
which I think makes sense. But like, a DS game feeling like Kingdom Hearts 1, I think is a good thing. I've played 358 over 2 days on the DS also. I fucking hated the gameplay of that game. But holy shit, when you get to the point in this game where it actually let me start, like, it showed me the upgrade system and the command deck and all the customizations, I actually, like, involuntarily giggled at all the stuff it lets you do. So the main upgrades you do is you have this thing called the stat matrix, which as you go through the game, just constantly, like, blocks, chests, killing enemies, completing the mini dungeons, you're getting these items that are like little stat chips, and they're all like, you know, strength +1 or fire resistance +3% or HP +6, stuff like that. And so every time you complete a world on your stat matrix, a CPU core appears, and these CPU cores have like lines branching out from them, and you place the stat chips along those lines. And so when you place it down, you posted a picture of it, actually. This will help me. So like each of those green squares you see is a core you get for beating a world, and so you place your stat chips inside these little squares between the cores to get those stats. But what's really cool is when you finally finish completing a link between two of these CPU cores, it doubles all of the bonuses of all the chips you place between them. So, like, I have, like, 11 level up chips going between this core and this one, and I finally place the last one, and it doubles all those level ups. So I just go from, like, level 20 to 30-something.
Ooh, I see the difficulty level is part of the system up top, and you can change it up there somehow?
Yeah, so there's multiple... they call them cheats on this page. Some CPU cores have these, like, dials or gauges next to them, where, like, one of them... you can adjust the game to where you have less health, but enemies drop more items. Or you have one where you decrease the experience points you get, but you increase how fast you level up the skills in your command deck.
Some The Worldens With You devs worked on this game, 100%.
Yeah, no, 100%. And holy shit, the command deck is so cool. So obviously you can slot in your skills, which I already liked because I'm like, it plays like Kingdom Hearts 1, and now I have like 50 new skills I can use. And some of them actually look fucking awesome. But what's cool is in the command deck, you can combine 2 skills to make a new skill. Like, obviously, you combine Strike Raid and Blizzard to make Blizzard Raid. But even then, you can combine combined skills to make newer, bigger, better skills, even. And then you can keep combining those.
Now, does this feel very different from the normal command melding? Like, I put this plus this to create this, which is what the games used to have. It's like you meld a new skill, or is this separate? Like in mid combat, you're like fusing them or something?
Nah, it's not like mid combat. But I will say, with the fusing, one thing that's really cool is obviously you can fuse them into new skills and level them up, so you can have like a level 1 Thundara or a level 100 Thundara. As you level your shit up, most of my shit's around level 80. But whenever you combine them, there is a chance they'll get like a mutation that makes the skill better or unique in some way. So like one of them, for example, whenever you combine skills, it might get a little C next to it. And even 30 hours in, I only have like 2 or 3 skills with that. But what that does is when you use the skill, it'll charge your clock gauge faster, which we'll talk about in a sec. It's just a really good loop of like, go fight a few clusters of enemies and then combine skills, get bonuses, and then do it all over again.
This is very satisfying. This is the Square Enix I love, and like they've been struggling because like they've been chasing weird trends. But the Square Enix that makes like weird ass combat and upgrade system, it's like a Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts or The World Ends With You. Like those games are really good at these kinds of things. Love this kind of stuff.
But then we have to talk about the Keyblades and the clock gauge system.
We do.
So a lot of people might think Kingdom Hearts 3 is the first game with Keyblade upgrading. Not true. This is the first game where you can upgrade your Keyblades, but Keyblades do not have stats in this game. Instead, they have ability trees. So you have something called the clock gauge that's down near your like health bar, right? And so as you're fighting, killing enemies, hitting people within a given combat encounter, this gauge is going up, level 1 to level 2 to level 3. As you level the gauge up, so as combat progresses, you gain more abilities specific to that Keyblade. So like, if I keep fighting with like the Lady Luck Keyblade, as I level up my clock gauge and combat goes on, it starts like attaching burn effects to enemies as I hit them. Or this Keyblade makes it so like you'll automatically block attacks if you can block it. Or Oblivion just makes you attack faster when you're mashing A. But even then, it's not like a set upgrade tree. The tree branches out and you pick the abilities that you're going to get as you fight with that Keyblade. But even then, when your clock gauge maxes out, you can like expend the whole thing to do an ultimate move. And there's like a crap load of ultimate moves in this game. But even then, you can decide, okay, I want to get my ultimate move faster, and I don't care about the stuff later in my tree. So you can decide, instead of doing my ultimate move at the end of the tree, I'm just going to nip my tree in the bud at like the second tier of it. And then that's the point I'll be able to expend my gauge to use my ultimate. But then you're missing out on the abilities that come after, and your ultimate's technically weaker. But there is just like, I cannot believe the amount of customization you have for like how to fight and build your kit here.
This definitely seems like a gameplay first kind of game, which is why they kind of just did whatever the fuck with the story. That's cool. Like it feels like a dev team had like some cool ideas, and they're like, let's make it part of the Kingdom Hearts franchise because like it will sell better. And then they cook this up, which is cool.
And like, so the story, like it is what it is. It's not that great.
Data Sora and Jimny's Journal and Data Riku and Roxas.
But there are cool moments in the story though.
Prove it.
Because like one thing, like as you're going through these worlds, each time you beat one and Sora unlocks a keyhole, he finds himself in a different world. And I don't know if at that point they've told Sora he's like a Data Sora yet. To them, like this is really weird because from Sora's perspective, this is pre KH1, like pre the dream where you pick your stats, Sora.
Oh.
And he hears Mickey's voice talking to him, and it's really weird, but he's like, I don't know, he seems more friendly than the shit that's happening on my island, so I'm gonna listen to him. So it's kind of weird seeing Sora, like pre-KH1 Sora, interact with post-KH2 characters, because like there's a moment in the game where Donald and Goofy have to save Sora, and he's like, oh, I feel so bad, like I don't even know you guys, and like I'm causing all this trouble for you, and they're like, no, it's okay, buddy, we love you.
Oh, my sweet boys. I would do anything for that trio.
Like each time you beat a world, Sora finds himself in a new one, and you know they're in Mickey's office just watching Sora play the game on their fucking computer. But then Sora beats a world, and they're like, okay, he's about to go into the next digital world, and they see Sora walk through the door into the room they're in, and they're like,
huh?
That's what?
I think I remember that.
And then they find out, wait, we've been in the digital world this entire time.
Oh my god!
Which is kind of where the main plot of Maleficent and Pete come in. This is the most menacing they get to be in the series, I think.
We'll take it.
That's kind of cool.
We'll take. You were saying Pete was beating your ass, so that's a new low for you.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I told y'all about this. I got to Hollow Bastion. I got to this Pete fight, and oh my god, he kicked my ass. And I was like, you know what? I haven't done my thing where I backtrack to the other worlds yet. And so I kind of backtrack through the worlds. When you do, you know, there's harder enemies, there's quests to complete. The dungeons in this game are called system sectors, and based on how well you do in them, you get to like either buy new skills, or you can just cash out all your rewards on experience or money, shit like that. So I went through all the old worlds. I gained like 10 plus levels, crap load of skills. I came back and I beat that Pete form. And then I'm like, fuck, he has a second form. And I beat that. And then Riku fucking tags in. And I'm like, damn it. And then Riku has a couple forms. And then Maleficent fucking tags in. And I'm like, Jesus. That was a crazy stretch. I was like, please give me a safe
That's not the final boss?
No, that's not even the final boss.
What the fuck?
That's like that's gotta be the Riku difficulty spike from KH1, or like fighting Demix in KH2.
That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
I will say
dance, water, dance.
There was a. I don't know if you would say it's out of character for like Mickey and Sora and them, because they are very just like pure-hearted characters. But even then, I was like, I don't know about this, dog. So. Maleficent and Pete basically are in the real life Disney castle trying to take over and destroy everything, because Mickey and them are in the digital world. And so the situation at one point after you beat them ends up getting flipped. Like everyone else is back in the real world and they're in the digital world. And it turns out the digital world's collapsing and everything in there is going to be gone forever. And they're like, you know what?
Let's save them.
Maleficent and Pete are evil. And they just tried to kill us and take over the world, but we gotta save them. And I was like, do you though? And like, I looked up discourse on this online, and people are like, well, no, Sora wouldn't just let them die. And I'm like, Sora kills people all the time. What are you talking about?
Sora in KH2 is just twerking on them. It's like, you don't have a heart, loser. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. That was wild.
The thing is, that game clearly has like a different writing team that's like doing the pure-hearted thing a little too hard. But that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Bradley, I hear that game has the hardest to unlock thing in any Kingdom Hearts game ever.
So I'm probably not ever gonna get to do that.
Oh, it's impossible, right? Like,
it's not like literally impossible, but you're never gonna do it naturally. I think I watched a video on this one time.
I did too.
And it was titled like the most secret boss.
I think you shared that with. Wait, you shared that with me? Yeah, I think so. Essentially, what it is, this game also has a tag mode where these little mini dungeons you do in the game called system sectors. I think there was like a proto Street Pass thing, which Street Pass was 3DS. This was like kind of like that. You have to have KH recoded open. And then if you pass by other people with the game, you'll send them like a picture of your avatar, which you get to customize. And I think you can even send them like a dungeon. And I'm not sure how it works, but somehow through doing this feature, you're supposed to unlock like a 99 or 100 floor dungeon.
which is like 97 more floors than I've ever done in this game.
It is a cool concept though.
But at the end of that dungeon, apparently you fight like a fucked up version of Data Riku.
Oh no!
I'm probably never gonna get to do that. I saw a dude do it online. He's like, "Yeah, I just had to buy 2 DSs and 2 copies of the game, and then spend fucking forever doing this."
Abysmal.
Gross.
Yeah, it's one of those. Which Bradley is. The fucked up thing is Bradley.
I might do
that.
it. you can't discount it. When
This
it comes
guy-
I know Bradley has at least 3 DSs.
This guy is playing Animal Crossing Wild World and Kingdom Hearts Recoded in big 2025. You think he wouldn't do that?
I'm
Bradley,
doing some
Bradley's
DS
the,
gaming, man.
Yeah.
Bradley's the one that keeps the retro games on Game of the Year.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing. It's just like it's a cold hard fact. That's where they come from.
Oh, and by the way, for Nintendogs, I ended up getting the Dachshund version.
Let's go.
I think you have to.
Oh my
I'm trying to
God.
think of other cool stuff with this game. Each world for the... Okay, I don't even know how to say this. A lot of the worlds play, like, normally, right? Like, you know, normal Kingdom Hearts gameplay. Run around, jump, kill enemies. But then... Oh, fuck, man. There are distinct points in the game, and fortunately they don't last very long, where it kind of is making you play a different game. Like, there's a part in Traverse Town where the game becomes a side-scroller, and it still plays like Kingdom Hearts. You just only have, like, left and right and up. Which was cool for about 5 minutes, and then I was like, please let me back to the normal game. Wonderland was kind of annoying because they had like an on-rail shooter portion. Actually, that was their final boss. Was an on-rail shooter, and I was like, I don't want an on-rail shooter.
The thing is, you've always complained about this in Kingdom Hearts because, like, the first time you played 3, you did not enjoy it because the mini games existed.
Every Kingdom Hearts game, I feel like, has at least 1 or 2 just like little mini games you do once or twice in the story. And
I like the pace breaker stuff. Now, that being the final boss of a world's disappointing because I felt that way in 3 when Dark Baymax is a like alternate combat styles. Like, I kind of wanted to just fight that.
I know, dude.
So I feel that pain.
One really cool world gimmick, and man, I could see this really like making or breaking the game for someone. For me, I thought this was badass as shit, but if you didn't like this, I could see someone just stopping playing the game entirely. Olympus Coliseum is a turn-based RPG.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. That's cool.
And a Kingdom Hearts turn-based RPG is kind of fucking cool, especially when you get Hercules as a party member, and then you're fighting Cloud as a boss on the 4th floor, and he uses Omni Slash against you. And then it's even cooler later on when you can recruit Cloud as one of your party members.
That's a lot. Dude,
that's pretty fucking good.
I was about to say they should like they experiment so much. Like Kingdom Hearts is very much a gameplay focused series. Like, I mean, it has the story and the characters and the settings, but like they experiment the fuck out of the combat systems in this game. So why wouldn't they make a full turn-based one? And then I remembered they did. It's the mobile one technically,
yeah, well,
but like
you know.
I want like a JRPG turn-based style game with the cards or something, or commands or something. That'd be cool.
And like they could definitely flesh this out more, but the stuff that's in the turn-based RPG mode is really cool because like every time there's ever been an RPG with timed hits, I like it. And all your characters have timed hits, but they're not just like, it's not like Super Mario RPG timed hits where it's like you push the button once at the right moment. Sora like does his actual combo and you have to press the buttons at the right moment. And then like, so like you can do like 3 total timed hits, or, you know, Cloud has his different cadence of timed hits. But even then, if you're like just on a roll with the timed hits, you can trigger like a bonus attack at the end of it. Like Cloud, if you've been really good with his timed hits all battle, he'll activate Omni Slash and just fuck up all the enemies.
Nice.
And then obviously anything you have equipped in your command deck, like from the other worlds, those all translate to different skills in the turn-based RPG, which is pretty cool.
It's it makes me think of Mario and Luigi games with those time hits. And actually,
Luigi!
Sidebar. I watched some gameplay of like late game Brothership, the game we didn't buy. fuck, that actually looks really cool, but I'm like, I don't think I should buy this game full price. But anyways.
Maybe not full price.
If I see that game on sale, I might still pick it up one day.
I've heard that game is good, except for like at the end of it, it's like there's like 10 hours of backtracking.
Well, I hear it's slow at the start, so I guess it's fucked on.
But in any case, this game, like, I think that really is the bottom line. I think this game is so hated because if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, I feel like there's like a 9 out of 10 chance you mostly love the series for the story. Even if you like the gameplay, I feel like most people are just in it for the story.
I think most people are in it for the adventure, like the JRPG adventure. I would say that's the most common denominator.
They just want to be friends with Goofy and Donald.
Literally, it's that simple.
Yeah.
And
but if you just like killing stuff as Sora, this game is awesome.
It doesn't help that it's it's gotta have both. I think Kingdom Hearts fans want a little bit of story and good enough gameplay, and the games vary on that scale a lot. But cool.
Man, they should put Sora into Warriors Abyss.
Well, there's no Kingdom Hearts Muso, but that is another conversation we could be having about the fact that there should definitely be a Kingdom Hearts Muso, and I would play the fuck out of Mulan and Donald Duck. But
we have our fodder enemies. Yep. We have our characters. We have our movesets.
They're insane. We could play as
all the 13 as like the special commanders that come out.
Oh yeah, you would definitely get to play. You'd play as all the Keyblade wielders.
Dance water dance.
We can. That's
the thing, right? When they make Hyrule Warriors, they have to come up with what does a Muso moveset look like for Zelda characters. Kingdom Hearts characters just have Muso movesets.
They just do. They're just fighting they're not fighting the 100 characters, but their moves are huge. Like I want to play Master Xehanort with his big ass Keyblade. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, this game, really like it, but I'm not that fucking much.
We'll see at the Game of the Year where we're gonna be like, yeah, Recoded 2025. Where's this stack up?
I can't believe this game is gonna be on there.
Look, Bradley, we gotta. You play too many retro games. We gotta pick some of them. They're a big part of your year.
We have to know where we've been to know where we are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And where I've been is being a pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
The concept of this game is hilarious.
Hawaii.
I don't know why you just did that. We're gonna pretend like you didn't. This is the latest Like a Dragon Yakuza game. We get these like every year now, and they're all super high quality. How this studio does it, I don't know. The answer is asset reuse, actually, and it's brilliant. Honestly, the RGG studio feels like the healthiest concept of the gaming industry. This game's concept in itself is Goro Majima, long-running character in the series, one of the main characters of Yakuza 0, which is where everyone starts, so everyone loves Majima because he's super good in that game. And then he's way less important from that point on, but he shows up every game to some degree of role, and some more important than others. He finally gets his own game again, and the plot is he has amnesia, and he washes up in a random island in Hawaii, in like the offshore island in Hawaii, and he meets a little boy who wants to go see the world, and he meets some pirates, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna become a pirate now. And you can tell this entire premise is that some junior writer in the RGG studios was looking at what they're going to do for the next small term game. This is one of the smaller Yakuza games. And they wait a minute. Goro Majima wears an eye patch. And then it all stems from there. Of course, eye patch pirate. Oh man, how do you talk about this fucking game? This is a hot mess, dude.
No.
I don't think... When's the last time you've seen me come in here and be at all conflicted about a Yakuza game? I love the fuck out of these, even the ones that like...
It was probably like around like 3 or 4, maybe.
The only Yakuza game I don't really like the story, at least, of is 4. And I think 4 has a better story than this game.
Damn, I can't believe I remembered that.
Yeah. Well, because I sent you a tier list of like, Joe, if you're going to do this, there's going to be a dark time, but then you'll hit Yakuza 5 after that, and we'll be all good. And then you'll get to play the Judgments and Peak Fiction Infinite Wealth. The story is fucking nothing, bro. They do nothing with the amnesia. Like, if a character has amnesia, you at least want it to, like, explore a new angle of that character. We don't do that at all. Goro Majima is doing Goro Majima things. He just doesn't know who Saejima is, like his long-running brother. He doesn't recognize that character and his underlings. That's the only difference. Like, he's got the same moral compass that he would normally. He's got the same compass, the same wackiness that he would have normally. Like, it's just a plot gimmick, and that's really disappointing because, like, when they announced the concept, like, we were like, this is ridiculous, but there's no doubt they're gonna cook up some amazing stories because that's what they do. And then I think I found out, and this explains everything. It literally explains everything. This was a project given to some of the sub-story writers to have a shake at writing a full Yakuza story. And holy fuck does it feel like it, because you know what, Joe? A massive chunk of this main story feels like you're doing Cabaret Club or Real Estate, where you're fighting the four kings of dumbassery. Like, it's got that tone, which I love as, like, a throwaway tone in the side story, but it's got that tone in the main story.
Damn.
The main cast sucks. That's disappointing, right? Like, this is the worst Yakuza main cast by, like, a mile.
Damn.
Yeah, like, there's not a single character in here that I would consider strong. Even Majima is not that interesting in this game, and he's fucking Majima.
Majima's peak too.
Yeah, like, yes, there was so much room to explore, like, Majima's past. We're not doing that at all. You would think, like, Joe, you would think Makoto or something gets referenced in this game, right? Like, that's such a big part of Majima's storyline. It even gets brought up in Yakuza.
Could you imagine if, like,
too.
she was just on vacation in Hawaii and, like,
anything, like, or at least a flashback of, like, who I was, and there's other characters in Majima's life in the games you haven't played.
They don't like Yakuza 0. They hate it.
I mean, it's the game. No, they love it. They reference it all the time. Pocket Circuit Fighter shows up every fucking game.
Oh, true.
He's peak.
True.
I actually love Pocket Circuit Fighter. He's such a good character in the later games. But it's like, the tone is just completely off. Like, we are make-believe pirates in this make-believe pirate coliseum. Everyone's a fucking LARPer, bro. It's a story about LARPers. And the thing about Yakuza is that it's really fucking stupid, but it's grounded enough to where it's like, yeah, a golden castle comes out of the Osaka castle. That's fine. Have you gotten to that, right? I think you...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's peak. And then you fight a tiger. It's like, that's fine. But then you go back to a really realistic, grounded scene of, like, Kiryu on a bridge crying or, like, smoking and, like, being sad. I'm like, cool. Yeah, like, it's got that balance. The stupid with the emotional. This does not have that balance at all. Like, the drama is not good. The comedy is not good. It's all, like, gags or, like, fluffiness. Like, there's not, like, a good story beat for the first 4 chapters, and it's a 5-chapter game. And, like, the story is padded with so many fights. Like, they will find any excuse to just kind of, like, make a main story have a filler fight to kind of pad out the length. I beat the game in 20 hours. And that's doing, like, a decent amount of side content. I did a ton of the pirate stuff. The pirate stuff is the thing, but the pirate stuff is also a mixed bag because it's, like, it's an extra mini game. You're not going to expect it to be Black Flag levels of combat on the ship. But I do wish there was just a little bit more to the ship combat, because, like, it is fun, and you actually have to, like, stop piloting the ship and man the deck sometimes, which is, like, a fun thing. Like, you have to, like, man the deck, put out fires, like, pick up crewmates that are down. You can shoot, like, rocket launchers from the deck. You can man the guns from the deck itself. It just doesn't control really well. There's not enough to it, but it's still, like, a really addicting side mode. I will say the combat is fairly good, but the exploration is so whack. Like, you're going from... Yeah, like, you're going from point A to point B, going through these wind rings that kind of, like, railroad you on the ocean. And you can get off that and go, like, fight ships on the side. But you're basically just sailing to mini dungeon islands. That's it. There's, like... The Kingdom Hearts 3 world, the pirate world, has 1,000% more exploration sauce than this game. Because you can actually get lost exploring that world. And every location you go is like slightly different. You're not doing the same thing every day. Like, oh, this island's just full of crabs for some reason. This island has like a bunch of like the sandworm enemies for whatever reason. Like, it's cool. Like, but here, like, the exploration's just going nowhere. The story's going nowhere. The best scene is the only scene in the game written by the main Yakuza writers, and it shows it's the very last scene of the game. So it's like something like the sauce completely changes. There is some fun stuff with the pirate adventure at the very end. Like, it does reach this point where it's an interesting, like, we're searching for a treasure that allegedly gives you immortal life, so we're getting way out there right now. And it kind of loops into some plot lines in Yakuza 8 that's, like, kind of fun. And by the end, it is like a dash for this treasure. You're, like, managing certain groups and making sure that you all get a split, and you're, like, making deals. It's like, okay, you help me with this. We'll find the treasure together. At the very end, that all starts coming together pretty satisfyingly. But, like, for the majority of that story, I was not giving a shit. So it's very much carried by the combat and, like, the usual normal Yakuza adventuring of, like, going to do side quests, going to go just fuck around, play Virtua Fighter 3 for, like, an hour, that kind of stuff. But, yeah, like, I haven't been disappointed by a Yakuza story aside from 4, like, ever. Like, I was kind of taken aback. Like, even with
it is surprising.
Even with its silly premise, I thought for sure they would, like, cook really well, because they're really good at balancing silly with drama, but they didn't really do that here. So.
I'll say they seem like really consistent devs.
Oh yeah.
Like, it just seems like the people working on this game, even if it's a pirate game, would want this to be a banger story.
Yeah, like... It showed me that the god could bleed, because I've been loving their games so much, like, back to back to back. They always, like, rank pretty high. Like, they may not be my favorite game of that year, but I will always have, like, at least a 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 adventure, like, with it, you know? So it's like, I don't know. I think I gotta give this one, like, a 7 or 6.5 or something, which is not a bad game, but you compare that to, like, what I score every other Yakuza game. Joe, I don't know if that would, like, I think you would still enjoy this because you might like the gameplay, but you're so far from this, and also, like, it's so story insignificant. The only thing that would be a spoiler is the last scene, so it's fucked up. But you could play this at any point. I don't think anyone would give a shit. Like, it's just. Damn. Maybe after 4 at least to know who Saejima is, but, like, aside from that,
I also gotta get back to 2. Like, that's the other thing.
2's good.
I was really enjoying 2. Like,
2's one of the good ones, like, of that early stretch.
Ryoji Goda, I love really Ryuji. Like that character.
Oh, you're gonna love like the final stretch with Ryuji. He's so peak. Like, he's so cool. Anyways, yeah, it is, I gotta say the word, a little disappointing here. It's not a bad game by any means, though, but, like, I expect bangers from this studio. But you know what? They're making Project Century now. They probably have all the big writers on that.
That's
gonna be really good. Like, the thing is, this hasn't shaken my faith. I understand the circumstances that made, but the thing is also, like, they did have another side game. It was Yakuza Gaiden. And while I don't like Gaiden as much as most people do, that game's still really fucking good, and the story has some of the best story content in the entire franchise. It's got some fluff. They pad it out as well. But, like, it's a fucking story in the Yakuza setting in the way you like it. So even as a mini game, it was like a shorter game that felt good. So I kind of had the same expectation here. But, like, those sub-story writers couldn't hack it for a full main story. The main villain is Samoa Joe, like the human being. I mean,
let's go.
What?
Well, like, okay, he's not literally Samoa Joe, but he is Samoa Joe. I don't know if I said this. Danny Trejo is a villain in Yakuza 8, so, like, they're getting crazy with it.
Like, actual Danny Trejo?
Danny Trejo acting as another character. Yeah.
Kind of like Mark Ruffalo in Marvin 17. What is it?
Marvin 17, everyone's favorite movie. Okay, that's enough out of that. Still recommend it if anyone likes Yakuza games, but don't expect much out of the narrative and the exploration.
Oh my god, Mickey 17, not Marvin 17.
No, you got it. You nailed it, bro. All right.
Yeah.
A much anticipated game has come out.
Oh shit.
Monster Hunter Wilds, baby.
We've all played it.
We somehow we talked Bradley into playing this one, and I don't even very
think it's
happy.
Somehow. I think like Monster Hunter, it's like I've always been interested just because like holy shit, like you guys, I know you guys know what a good game is, and y'all love this fucking game. I think when I tried playing World, the issue is it felt like I was coming into an MMO, like 10 years after all the expansions and came out and people are maxed out.
Yeah.
This like playing like with other people when it's like more fresh is a lot of fun. I've been having a good time with this one.
I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, like we failed twice with World, and we've succeeded once as far as getting people into it. We have a friend Keith who was A-okay skipping to the end game content, but he had played a Monster Hunter before, so he knows that like that's worth it. But for our friends Bradley and Austin, they bounced out super hard because like we're just like, hey, yeah, we're gonna have to carry you through this early game content. Like we are way beyond this now. So it's like, and it's gonna be a while till you catch up to us. Here we made it like a very strong point where it's like, if anyone wants to get in, if you get in now, it won't be that long till you're in high rank with us, and we'll all be in the same tier. Because for Bradley to play World with us, he'd have to do low rank, high rank, and get to master rank to finally be with us. And that was like after we had beaten master rank too. So
and that's like, all Jesus. Like good content. Like if Bradley went on his own, it was just I just want to play by himself. It'd still be fun and fine.
It just would have taken him like dozens of like 24, 30 hours.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Not like, even. It would be more.
I'm a DS gamer, and so like after playing Monster Hunter Wilds, I was like, fuck, I wonder how fun the 3DS Monster Hunters are. And the answer is like maybe fun, but this game feels like it's more fun to play with other people.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be doing that if I was playing on the DS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far did you get in the story? Because what I was hoping you'd be able to beat the story by this, but you got sidetracked by Kingdom Hearts, which is fair.
Yeah, there's just so much media out there.
Yeah.
I believe Bradley is right before what we have designated the crash out zone.
Oh, that's why I left off. Okay, you did. Cool.
No, I fought it. So I fought it twice, and I've played for several hours after getting to that point. It did beat me, which is why earlier this week I was farming a Jarikon because I was like, my fire resist is 0 and now it's 30, so I feel like the next time I fight that monster,
holy shit, let's go.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
That's what's kind of fun is like building your kit to take down a monster.
That's the peak. That's what you want. That's what I want you to experience. Is I have to kill this thing. What do I need to do to kill it? That's fishing in action. Like it's what made me fall in love with the series, honestly.
And like to a certain degree, it's like in my mind, I'm like, okay, you shouldn't have to farm anything in low rank because the real game is high rank. But that's coming from a guy who's played 5 of these games. So for me, I'm like, oh, I can just rush through low rank because I know I'm gonna hit that point Bradley is at a different tier later. But I think it's cool that Bradley's hitting it now because it's like, while like it's not necessarily like time efficient to farm low rank items, it's cool that he's having to do that from like a gameplay loop perspective and hitting that early. So I think I'll take it. That's good. I'm very curious to how new players enjoy these games or like get into them.
Because like I like this one a lot more than I like the last one. Obviously I'm not as addicted as y'all to where like I speed run through it and I'm playing every day. But for me, it's been kind of comfy playing this game where like if I get a hankering for it, like I got 30 minutes. I want to kill 1 or 2 monsters, and I see that people we know are online. I'm like, oh, I could just hop in, and I know for like I don't even like these people are gonna jump in if they see me start a quest. So that's kind of fun. Like I don't need to binge the entire game at once. I feel like I can just like play it a little bit here or there because fortunately people we know are playing it every single day. So like there's always going to be someone online to help me with it.
You can ping me any day and I will come play. The one day like I couldn't, like, and Tyler and Joe failed you. Is Tyler even here anymore? He's like dead.
I passed out. Like I had boxing that day and I just like came and I like basically hibernated afterwards. So I felt bad. But yeah, like if you just like message us or ping us or whatever, we'll try to hop in because we do like playing.
Question: you have to DM me like directly. Can't be just in the Monster Hunter chat.
Here's what is fun about people coming to help. it can get cinematic as fuck sometimes when like one of my friends have told me they're coming to help, but I don't know if they're gonna be here in 1 minute or in 5 minutes, and like I'm out of potions and I'm literally one shot for the past 2 minutes and I've been blocking everything.
So cool.
And then here they come flying out of the sky and with like a plunging attack. And I'm like, fuck yeah! I can hear the music playing in my head.
Nice.
Yes.
My question, Bradley.
That's what we want.
Now that you've done the work, do you want to try to solo New Udra, the octopus thing, or would you like us to help you out next time?
I don't mind if y'all help me, because like here's the thing, it's kind of like with Soulsborne games, or like when it came to Elden Ring, there were a lot of people out there who were like, no, you can't use the summons, or even in Dark Souls, like, no, you're not allowed to do co-op. But I'm like, no, it's a feature in the game. And I get the feeling that Monster Hunter, I feel like I've gotten the vibe it's always been a very multiplayer focused game, because it sounds like even the very early ones got popular because of how easy it was to do multiplayer.
No, 1000%. And like the only reason why someone like me and Joe would want to solo the monsters the first time is because we're experienced enough to where like we want to bring the challenge level back down. But like when now that we're both in high rank, we just fucking. It's party time all the time, you know? Like,
we just cycle hunts. It's like, post what you're doing next. Post what you're doing next. Oh, you have a crown? We're doing that. Yeah.
Like, I could see there being a subset of this community who's like, no, you have to be able to solo all the monsters. And I'm like, here's the thing. All the monsters I have fought, I've gone back and soloed at least once.
Oh, good.
But it's just so much more fun hunting with other people.
It is,
no,
for
sure. Together.
You can turn on AI to hunt with you.
Fuck that shit.
Okay.
It can be useful.
You can always SOS Flare Bradley and get more people, but I agree, playing with people you know is fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's also bad, Bradley. So on the opposite end of the spectrum, you said playing with people is fun, and SOS Flares. I want to say something about that. There's a lot of new people playing this game.
Yeah.
I love jumping into SOS Flares and helping out people.
Oh,
always a fun time.
It's so, and I particularly like jumping, and this is my naughty bit. I like to jump into the ones that have been going on for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and I'm like, ooh, shave some of that hunt time for me. But I show up and help. Okay, it's fun.
I like doing it too. I feel like it's also like a giving back to the community of like you should like. I like to make it a point of like doing 1 or 2 hunts SOS Flares to like. Be like keeping that active, if that makes sense, right?
Not that it's going anywhere, but the spirit has to be maintained within you.
Yeah. That being said, I will never SOS Flare.
Oh yeah, no, I won't.
I SOS Flare all the time.
My Palico is better than probably 60% of the hunters in the game.
At least your Palico's not got a cart. Right.
Yeah.
Bradley gets it.
Bradley gets it.
You guys don't get it. Failure is part of the fun, and getting to spam your stickers at other people is part of the fun.
The stickers are so
good. That's why I joined the Flares, awesome, Willer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I shit you not. I joined a quest yesterday. It's like I haven't joined a high rank quest yet. I did a lot of it in low rank, and I'll still do low rank SOS Flares. Joined a high rank one. Thing was going on fine, 5 minutes. 5 minute mark, still good. Everything's great. Someone joins in at the post 5 minute mark, comes in, and that person immediately carts 3 times. And I'm like,
fuck.
In 2 minutes, quest ends at the 7 minute mark. I'm like, I think you did that intentionally.
You should be able to report people for inting.
You can. You can block and.
Oh, okay.
I believe, yeah.
Yep.
But it was my one negative instance I've had so far.
I mean, dickheads exist.
That's just
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Bradley.
Yes,
a lot.
And I keep saying I just hope you get to the high rank, because that's like that vibe that you get about jumping on whenever you want and like just hunting with people. High rank is just that, nonstop, and like it'll always be useful for everyone. And it's like a difficulty level where, like, if you're sleeping, especially with the tempered monsters, you can cart and you can die. And the harder ones, like, I was doing one, all of us trying our best, and we carted 3 times. The only reason why we beat it is because I had feline insurance, which is a food skill that gives us 1 extra cart. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Good time.
Yeah, it happens.
No, I imagine once you're in high rank and you don't have to watch the story, it's probably more enjoyable. Which, like, I am watching the story. I care enough at least to watch it.
Let's talk about the story, because
the final cutscene is great for the story.
Oh yeah. The thing is, the story. There's two main things that people don't like about this game. For the people that don't, I mean, it's doing great. It reviewed really well. It's sold a bazillion copies. But Monster Hunter diehards, we're coming from fully finished expansions from Sunbreak and Iceborne, and we're coming back to the base game. But we're coming back to a base game that has performance issues, so that's a knock against it, especially on PC.
Yep. Dude. No, this is important. Speaking of performance issues, the initial settings I chose for my PS5, like my PS5 just like it tripped my power strip like 3 times, and I just had to change the settings.
What are your settings at now? Are you like capped at 30?
The first time I was doing performance mode at 60 FPS. Now I'm doing, I think I'm doing like balanced 40 FPS or something.
Yeah. Balance is pretty good in this game.
Maybe we'll buy Bradley a PlayStation Pro.
Apparently it makes a huge difference for this.
If Bradley would have to be a good boy this Christmas for that. I don't know.
It's true.
I'm getting cold.
But people don't like the performance. Fair. It's really bad on some PCs.
You want to know something? I read something about the PC performance. Sorry, I know this is a little bit, but I know you're gonna go off on this. Sorry to jump in. Capcom has an anti-piracy program.
2 layers of it.
That they put into their launch titles, and it runs in the background of their launch title games. They did the same thing on Village.
Yeah.
And it drastically inhibits performance. So if you pirate the title and crack it, you will have better performance.
That's fucked up.
But also, Bradley, a lot of people say that this wanes off over time. So after the first 3 or 4 months after they make all the initial sales, they'll stop running that anti-piracy thing.
Well, I mean, this doesn't affect any of us. We're all on consoles, so
correct.
The other thing is the difficulty. And again, this is a base. For reference, I went back and booted up Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate on the Switch. This is the Smash Brothers of Monster Hunter games. It has the largest monster roster of all time. But it's the difficulty of that game. Once you get used to it again, it's very easy. I wasn't struggling, especially if you play with multiplayer. You just kind of bully the monster. But it more so comes from you're stiff and you're even more committal, and you get knocked around and stunned very easily, and you can you have to chase the monster down for 5 minutes. It's difficulty built on friction that they've just kind of removed over time. And I don't really miss it. I can still get my ass kicked, and once you get to master rank, whenever that comes out. But I don't mind where people are like, well, I shouldn't have to wait for the expansion to have some difficulty. It's okay, can we at least wait for the title updates that are free? Because world title updates had shit like Arch-Tempered Lunastra and Arch-Tempered Kirin, where I had to spend a whole afternoon. Arch-Tempered Kirin was the first Arch-Tempered. I had to spend a whole afternoon planning on how to beat it once. How about we wait and see what they do with the title? Because
title updates also had Behemoth.
Yeah.
And actually fuck that guy.
I'm also gonna point out that it's in the world of information we live in.
Yeah.
We playing this game do not go onto YouTube to figure out strategies. We take our time. We want to hunt and figure it out ourselves, which is people are oh, an afternoon, YouTuber X Monster Hunter DYZ told me how to do it, and it was super easy. I'm good for you, buddy.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun to me. To me, the fun part is I look at the large monster field guide, and I learn the points, and I build my kit, and then fighting some of these bosses, I was getting some of the same feelings I got when doing the data battles when playing through Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I'm I gotta learn the movesets. I see a Jarkon raise that right hand, and I'm okay, he's gonna slam it down, and he's gonna slam his whole body down, and then go forward and fling the lava.
My heart is fluttering. With New Udra, since it's the one that you're on right now, when New Udra real far back, it's gonna do the flame cone, and it's a cone shape. So if you unsheath and start running diagonal towards it, like way from the cone shape, you beat it, and it's like we've had friends crash out to that monster, and it's like one of them in particular is like, I'm waiting for the game to get challenging, and the first challenging boss, he's like, well, actually, I just don't like fighting AI monsters to begin with. It's like, okay, that's fair enough. So right, it's got the difficulty, and I'm not really having problems with that at all. Also, I like the game pacing. Like hunts are fast now. My time is acknowledged. Before this podcast, I did 2 crown hunts and 3 hunts in an hour and 20-minute period before, like, after work and before this podcast. I just squeezed those in. There's no problem. So, and then the other thing is a lot of people don't like the story. Monster Hunter story. Oh, it's so railroady. Like, even if I skip it, I have to sit through 50 minutes of riding the Ubers. Actually, go back, go skip a cutscene, and see how long you are on that Uber ride. That is unskippable. Because that Uber ride is going to be around 2 minutes, and it's going to take you to the next big monster fight.
They feel longer than they are, but they feel long.
They only feel longer than they are because they're sandwiched by the actual cutscenes that you're watching that are fairly lengthy. But if you are someone who wants to skip everything, like that Uber ride just takes you to the next boss. Like it's actually faster pacing than other Monster Hunter games where you have to do like a bunch of filler quests before you get your next big main quest.
God, I remember trying to play Monster Hunter Tri and being like, what am I doing? Like, it's like, go gather ore. I'm like, why am I gathering ore? It's like, it was so confusing starting out.
Eat your veggies before you can fight Great Jaggy. Like,
yeah, which is another veggie basically.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I get it, right? But if you don't like the story, if you skip it, you will speed through it at a faster rate than you will another Monster Hunter game. And then to speak on the story, as someone who likes Monster Hunter, I was actually kind of impressed by it because the characters are likable. There's some laugh out loud moments. Like there's some good comedy in this.
Roven's peak. That's like one of the best characters they've ever made.
But even like there's an early first scene where like the Woodwoods are like carrying it's like Polycos are carrying meat, and Alma's like, why are they still holding on to it? Like just let it go. As like Quematrice is like trying to burn him alive. Like every monster has a little mini arc in the story. Even Kongolala, I'm like, oh yeah, like he had like that funny little scene with the fur. I remember now. And then, like, it gives you interesting lore and, like, reasoning for the hunter-handler relationship. Like, I now understand the command structure of the Monster Hunter world, and I've played and watched, like, multiple of these stories, and I never really got it this way. So it sees at that. And then it's, like, the emotional core, which is Nata. People are like, well, Nata's just a dumb kid who empathizes with the killing machine. And I'm like, yeah, the game agrees with you. The entire story is Nata learning to understand that, I feel bad for this thing, but it's gotta go, especially if you do the high rank story. He's like, I get it. Like, I get our role here as hunters, and it pops off with your hunter being the coolest motherfucker ever near the end of the story, which is great. Also, the hunter being able to speak, excellent decision.
You know that, did you not mind the AI?
Did I not mind the AI?
That is AI generated for the hunter the entire time.
It is
I
not.
like it.
It is not.
Yeah, it is.
It is not. The hunter has voice actors and voice actresses, and then you voice pitch them up and down to fit the voice.
Oh, well, I'm assuming that uses AI.
It uses voice pitching, which is like something that's exists.
I thought it was good. It's like okay, if it's not AI, it was just enough that like the voice pitching.
Yeah.
It sounds like it has a lot of machine input put into it.
No, I also like that just as a concept. It's like, let's take this performance and let you customize it a little bit to fit. Yeah. I've seen some people with like comically deep voices.
Yeah. I really like how my hunter's voice turned out. Like it's just like
mine sounds great. I love her voice acting.
Yeah, same. It's like perfect. That's what I want this character to sound like. I think the story is fine. I think the story has some really cool like cutscene moments too, especially in that last cutscene we were mentioning before. There's just they Willard mentioned this before. Capcom loves your hunter. Like they want them to be the coolest fucking person there is, and I really like that a lot.
Well, like world story, for example, is nothing that interesting. But that final cutscene before the final boss makes you feel really good about yourself. Like,
yeah, you're like, I made it. This is my time, kind of a thing, right? Like, you feel cool and vindicated. So yeah, stories whatever. But
I liked the story.
I mean,
I would say it's like, I wouldn't even say it's what I was like. I came in with no expectations. I was kind of impressed a little bit. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it did things. It had like an emotional core. It had a character like emotional drama that went over most people's head. I'm like, it's not even that deep, but like it just has any level of complexity, which is more than a Monster Hunter fan can like comprehend.
I shouldn't say whatever. I think the story for a Monster Hunter game is good and is at the level that I kind of want it to be and need it to be.
Yeah.
To like be engaging.
I get the complaint that it's like maybe it's too railroady. Like I don't think people even realize they can stop like Bradley does and just enjoy life for a little while. I think like a lot of people don't even realize they have that option because they may not have people alerting them that they do.
But it's also like a weird tricky thing where it's like we're pacing you to get to the train you get the high rank faster, right? Because you're not getting sidetracked. And then I think they're just getting frustrated that it's not actually on their own time or own volition, I guess.
I also think the pacing of teaching the player like how to hunt, like the monster ordering is really good. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of new players like click. There's people that liked Worlds and don't like this game. They'll like it by the end of the game life cycle. Of course, because it's gonna be a peak by the end.
That's how it always works.
But I've also seen people that bounced off of even World, which was the previous one that you get into, and this one because of the streamlining and the way they teach you, and it's like they don't have very particularly good tutorials. It's just like kind of the pacing of concepts. Like they don't overload you with the mechanics that you expect from the Monster Hunter games. Like you get all of those in high rank, like farming and capturing, and like really having to worry about that stuff and like slow down and do that stuff. They kind of like slow that way down. So I feel like people are clicking with it a little more. And I've seen a lot of posts of people like, this is my first Monster Hunter. I know it's too easy for you guys, but I'm having a really fun but tough time, etc., etc. I'm like, cool. That's
so for example, like to get an example, the second monster in World is Kuluyaku, correct?
Cool. It's either Kuluyaku or Puki Puki, one of them, I think.
It's not Puki Puki. It's Kuluyaku. Yeah. Okay. And like Kuluyaku is a fine monster, but like they don't. It's just kind of like a monster, right? It doesn't necessarily.
It does teach you because it holds the rock. It teaches you that weak point is.
Right. It teaches you about positioning. Which is good.
Kulu is like what? Okay, so like I saw the like roster lineup for a lot of starting monsters in previous Monster Hunter games.
By the way, Tri had 18 monsters, by the way, and the end game was just farming Alatreon. So like,
but like there are a lot of like bipedal monsters, right? Willard, can you verify this?
Bipedal?
Yes.
Like
there's 2 feet.
Yeah, 2 feet is.
Yeah.
2 feetsies.
Oh yeah, the Wyvern. Do you count the Wyverns in that?
Like just the starting monster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's usually like a little raptor guy, and there's different.
I feel like Jagras is like it's something different, and then you get to Kuluyaku, which is like, just kidding, it's the same starting stuff.
But the point I was trying to make is that like that teaches you a little about positioning, but that's still like I feel like positioning is a little bit like something you naturally learn. It's like you're gonna have to like learn that naturally in the game. Whereas the second monster in Wilds is Quadamatrice, which is the fire chicken, right? And they have you fight them, and like you immediately get introduced to the fire blight, but then you also fight them next to a river, so you immediately start understanding like, oh, the environment's an element to this fight as well, because if I fight him in a river, his fire doesn't do as much damage to me.
I think Rapopolo is another good example of like, you're gonna fight him a lot in the mud, and like now you have to learn about like how the environment can slow you down. I think Ray Dow is just an excellent early mid game dragon type thing. And then
Shoshugama is another good like actual like kind of like wall or like hard hitter, right?
He's your early hard hitter. Like he's the Anjanath of the game.
Yeah.
And then you get to Mr.
really
Mr. Crash Out, which is teaching everyone to be humble.
Yeah. That monster is also fucking fantastic.
I'm looking at the Monster Hunter World Guide, quest order. It's Jagras, Kuliaku, and then Pookie Pookie, right?
Yeah, that sounds about. I think Baroth is maybe optional.
No, I think Baroth might be third or second, if that's the case.
Somewhere there.
After that, it's Toby Kadachi, which I think is an intense fight.
Yeah, Toby is pretty good for early.
And
Toby and Anjanath. Yeah, Anjanath is gonna teach you.
Kadachi into Anjanath.
I do think Anjanath is a better teach you to play the game than Doshaguma at they're kind of the equivalent points. But
I think the point also, the thing with Anjanath is on 2 legs, so his main body is higher up comparatively. So you have to really think about that when it comes to trying to hit him.
Which everything aside, the combat in this game is so good. Oh my god.
Offset attacks feel awesome. And also, here's the thing, when I was playing with y'all, on my first 1 or 2 nights, by far the thing that feels the best to me in combat, especially as a greatsword user, is the wound attacks, and that's new to this game, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's part of why the game might be easier for a lot of people because you can exploit the wounds, but it also seems like something that they will fix. It seems so you can make the wounds pop up as frequently, just don't make them flinch every time, which they do that kind of stuff with later monsters anyways. That they've done that in previous games, with the clutch claws. So I don't know. I think the wound system's gonna age really well. I think it's super fun.
I think that's a great natural evolution of the part break system.
Yes, it is.
It feels so much more natural to
and
the
then
game.
They double up on it with the tempered monsters, and then you have monsters like Nerscylla, the spider that Bradley's also fought, where after a certain attack, temporary wound. It of course that just clicks. That's such a good idea of knowing the monster's pattern and exploiting it.
Right now has the same thing where it's after he shoots his blast, his face is a wound.
Dude,
a weak point.
Balahara's tongue becomes weak. Chatacabra's tongue is temporarily weak. There's a lot of monsters with temporary weaknesses. It's very cool. Monster roster, I think, is also it's one shorter than Worlds was, but it's a lot more diverse. And they're not relying on the old classic Elder Dragons to kind of shore up the roster either. They had to make a lot more new monsters. It feels bring back some weirdos. So I really appreciate that. I love this game. I don't have the complaints.
I was so worried. I was so worried, because reviews were coming out. I was are we gonna be disappointed in this fucking game? I was like, I'm gonna be so miserable if this game is not enjoyable, or I'm disappointed in some way. But
because I'd say we were a little disappointed in Release Rise. It was just clearly missing something, but it got as always it got there. But I don't feel like this one. Great. I don't feel like this one's really lacking. Maybe it could be a little harder, but the title updates are on the way. So it's
and it's soon. It's in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So they're gonna this game every month or two, Bradley, they will add at least one new big monster, but then also a bunch of new systems and ways for you to replay old fights and get new stuff.
That's also why I'm not tripping over myself to get through all the content so fast, because I'm these motherfuckers are gonna be playing this game all year.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
they're gonna be around.
That was the other. Go ahead, Willer.
I just don't want us to get too ahead of you like we did before. That's my one. I just want you to get to high rank, because at that point it's you'll be fine.
But I think the good thing is that it's still gonna be another year and a half minimum to 2 years until Mastering comes out.
Yeah.
So even then, we'll be coming back for whatever reason. And with the way that hunts progress now, it's it's really viable to actually be running around with 2 or 3 different weapons.
Oh,
to
I play 12 of the 14 weapons. This has never happened before. I use and because the hunts respect your time, they're faster. The monsters hit hard, but you're also hitting them back harder. So it's I get to expand. I'm not farming for the sake of like getting strong enough to like stat check a monster now. I'm farming because I want to make everything because I have the time and the ability to do so. Like it's a
That's why
much
you're
better
poor.
loop. Yeah, I mean, it's just really fun. Like I'm making all the lances, making all the armors to have fashion options. Like it's great.
Now, speaking of fashion options, this is a very, very subjective opinion, and I feel like I might be alone in this in the Monster Hunter community. I just don't really like the armor or weapons, how they look in these games. But what I have seen is that later on, when you have all of the options and you can like recolor them and mix and match, it's possible to make an outfit that looks cool.
Yeah.
But for me right now, the coolest outfit in the game I've seen is just the starting chainmail armor I have. At least, I don't know.
I'm surprised you don't like the Balahara art like knight suit. I think that one's like just a cool knight suit.
I really like Balahara.
You're just a
That's a
little
cool one.
baby. You're just a little low ranker.
I mean,
So-
if he doesn't like a lot of those outfits, will just have like upgraded variants in the high rank. So if he doesn't like them now, he won't like them later. But
you get to color them in high rank, and you
True.
get to do mix and match with
Yeah.
cover armor.
Mhm.
Because
Bradley,
like, I'll
I
see
think
some
that's
armors
important.
I don't like, but then I'll see someone put them together in a certain way to make like Samus or a Genshin character, and I'm like,
Yeah.
actually, okay, that looks
I
kind of
would-
fucking badass.
Bradley
Bradley,
said I look
I
pretty
would-
cool, so I'll take that.
I would subscribe to Fashion Hunter. Is that what the subreddit's
I
called?
believe
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, they post stuff all the time, and I've pulled from there to like figure out pieces to hunt.
Since you are
It's a vital
allowed,
part of the game.
enjoy the fact you are allowed on Reddit and take advantage of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Oh,
I
gee, yeah, my
actually
condolences.
am rocking a fashion hunter fit right now.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I did the Goblin
Yeah.
Slayer fit, but I did a little bit extra because it's
Yeah.
like that main chest piece has only 3 swords, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have 2 more.
Tyler's character walks around with like 8 swords, and it's great. That's his.
He's
gimmick.
also a sword and shield main, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's. But yeah, I like Monster Wilds. I mean, love it. I just
It's the best. It's the best base Monster Hunter ever. Now, do I think it's better than Iceborne and Sunbreak? It becomes a like combat, yes, absolutely, but it becomes a content gap where it's like that seems unfair to compare it. But I like it better than World and Rise base already. So it's got the best legs of the series.
Now, you know what? Speaking of the wilds themselves, I want to get y'all's opinion on this, and especially Tyler with his level design expertise.
ooh.
The area, like the open areas themselves, I'm wondering how different they are to like previous games because,
Oh.
for example, the very first area you get, I don't know, it's like plains or whatever, and there's like 2 rivers
Yeah.
going through it. That's like a very open area, very navigable, even if you're not using the map, I feel like.
Yeah.
But some of these
Mhm.
areas are so complicated that I feel like you cannot possibly navigate them without the map. But then the rebuttal to that is, well, you don't need to navigate them because you can just auto traverse with your mount.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people are like, did they make these maps so complicated because they know people aren't going to have to find their way around them? I don't know how this compares to the rest of the series.
I'll answer that, then let Tyler talk about the level design. These maps are just world maps, but way bigger. They're pretty comparable to how World laid out its maps, in my opinion, but just on a bigger scale.
I think that's part of it, Bradley, is like they get to make them pretty complicated, and they don't need to like have as many landmarks, because they know you're just gonna track it down.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the landmarks become the arenas itself that you become familiar with.
Yes.
So it's not about looking at any specific direction, but like you know what Zone 14 is. You know what Zone 8 is, you know?
I was gonna say I am approaching 95 hours on this.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm in there, and I am starting to really know these maps now. Like, cause you have the Uber, so it's gonna skip the learning phase a little bit. But once you're there
Yeah.
enough, you're like, I know how this fight plays out on this part of the arena compared to how this fight plays out on this part of the arena, and that's like I'm organically starting to like be able to piece that together in my mental matrix of like how these maps work. It's pretty satisfying.
And you eventually know like the nest locations as well. Like this is where the monster goes and like its final breath kind of a situation.
Yeah.
Like that's so.
Yeah. Other than like the nesting points, Joe, something that I took a few days to do, like I played a few days just straight up by myself, Bradley.
Yeah.
Is because I wanted to feel some non-pressure at some points and just be like, explore the areas. Like, I went material harvesting, I went fishing, I found new secret areas that I didn't know existed.
There's so many secrets in these maps.
I went and found my camping spots. Like, this, I said this before we got to the point in the pod. Like, I said this on my own. I was like, I've never felt like in the wild and exploring a game, like exploring an area in Monster Hunter, like I have this one. And like I truly feel like I'm venturing forth into the unknown.
Dude, yesterday we were playing, and I think it was like a Rathalos broke a tree, and my friend Gus found that like, hey, come over here. We found that when a monster breaks a specific tree in the Scarlet Forest, it drops a unique rare coin that you used to trade for rare items. So it's like, not only are there hidden nooks and crannies in the map, the way the monsters interact with the maps can give you little rewards for you to trade in. I found Rove randomly hanging off of a web again earlier before this podcast, and I saved him, and he rewarded me with one of those unique items. Like, cool, like, I'm learning stuff about how these maps and events that can happen on these maps. It's cool.
I hope a year from now people still find like at least niche little stuff.
They do.
I'm sure they'll add with tile updates too.
Even like, world, and that as well.
Last thing I have to say about this game. This is the only thing I would call like an actual knock against the game. Like whatever. I don't like all the armors, but I don't count that against the game itself. The only thing that I think there might actually be a problem with is, oh man, Pokemon Sun and Moon, right? That game has like, stop with the fucking tutorial. Like fuck. Pokemon Sun and Moon infuriated me at like the forced tutorials for hours and hours and hours. This game gave me some similar feelings at some points where like we're doing all these tutorials and I get it because this game is so much more complicated than Pokemon. So like you're just gonna have to do tutorials, but I think the nature of the tutorials can get infuriating because like at least in other games I feel like I know when I'm in a tutorial versus when I'm not, but then sometimes like especially in the first few hours of this game it'll take control away from you, but there's no actual like visual change on the screen. Like you still think you're controlling it, and I don't know. It's just a lot of fucking tutorials, and I looked around online, and it seems like how best to introduce new people to Monster Hunter is a problem that the series has had for a while. Like, how do we make the best tutorial? And I don't know if they figured it out yet.
Y'all had it good this game. You had it good this game. I'm gonna say it.
That's the thing is too.
I would have killed for this shit, but
there's some merit to it, like you said. It's like a more complicated game. A lot of people also are just like, I went into Monster Hunter and I wasn't turned jack shit. I just had to do it. But they also were like tricked because rather than fighting a monster immediately, they did all these other like tedious side quests that they just went and did on their own time, essentially.
I'm also I can't really remember a tutorial that took control away from the player. I do remember like set piece scenes like the Balahara chase sequence, for example, where it's like I guess I don't consider that a tutorial, more like a action scene.
No, there were these moments early on where like I don't know, like you're following someone on your fucking mount, and like in one moment I can control it with the analog stick, and the next moment I just don't realize, I don't know why my analog stick isn't controlling it.
I see.
And I'd be fine if it took that control away if there was like any indication whatsoever that hey, we're taking control away because we're trying to teach you something.
I will also throw in
that's not a tutorial though.
I count it as a tutorial.
It's actually a main feature of the game and the autopilot on the secrets.
Which is what we were talking about earlier with people complaining about the Uber rides.
Yeah.
And at least like they stopped doing that after a while. It's just like, okay, Uber ride just for the conversation and not so much to show you stuff around. I'll also say for visual tutorials, there's a settings you can turn on to make them not repeat or repeat less frequently. One of the two. You might have like a setting that like constantly repeats tutorials at you, which you can address. Also, I found yesterday, if you go to the first page of the first options menu, the second option is called HUD. And if you go there, you can customize the size of all of the HUD elements in the game and just turn some of them off. So that was pretty useful.
Now, here's the thing. Like, with as much tutorial as there is in this game, my further problem is that usually when games have hours and hours of obnoxious tutorials, at least the benefit is by the end of them, you know how to play the game. Even still, when I get on, I feel like half the time I'm playing the game, I'm trying to figure out how to do stuff. Every second I spend actually hunting is like 10 out of 10. But, like, I don't know. If I'm going to go through long, annoying tutorials, I feel like I want to know how to play the game. And here's the thing. I'm complaining about this, but I don't know what the solution would be. I don't know how you make a good tutorial for a game as big as Monster Hunter Wilds.
The thing is, you can't, because this game just has more systems than multiple games combined, and like that's not.
I don't know how you.
That's not me. That's not me glazing Monster Hunter. Just yesterday, I found out there's a button combination that auto equips your mantle, and Bradley's even like, "What the fuck is a mantle?" Like, there's just so much. The way you can customize even your inventory box and like your item sets and your equipment sets, like you can customize your color combinations. Like, you just have to spend time, read the menus, and take it slow. Like, the thing is, you might feel stupid for not knowing what the game is. Bradley, it took us like 3 whole titles to really digest some of these things. Like, the concept of an item loadout is something I didn't use for like my first 2 Monster Hunter games, and it's like vital to me now.
Listen, I'm glad I have you guys, because I feel like a guide is like borderline required.
Unfortunately, but like the opposite is the game is not this complex, and if I had to live in a world where I have a fucked up complex game that is impenetrable, like a Space Station 13. Or, you know...
Yeah, like, I'm glad there's a bunch of, like, stuff to interact with.
Or something that's like, I don't have these options, or I don't have all this stuff to learn. Like, I'll take the complex game, unless it's Warhammer.
I was the #1 complainer of bad UX in Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Like...
So, it's pretty much, like... It's pretty much my one complaint with the game,
and I get it.
But it's something I just don't know.
It's so overwhelming. No, it's like it's so overwhelming. I get it.
The good news is, Bradley, is like as you play the game, you will just learn how to play the game, and you'll be done with tutorials, and then you never have to worry about it again.
I'll say I'm gonna be happy when I have like this full bank of knowledge, because like the other night I spent so long, like I wanted to customize my customization wheel. Like I've already customized all my emotes and my greetings and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking through the fucking communication menu, because I want to edit my communication wheel shortcuts. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't realize if you want to edit your communication wheel shortcuts, you have to go to the equipment. Like, like I had to go to my equipment tab, and like there was an option there to customize your wheels, which included your communication.
I didn't even know that. I have 95 hours. I did it from the tent. I never read that you could do it from the equipment menu.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
wait. Where are you customizing your?
He pressed he pressed start equipment.
Yeah, like the far left tab when you press start, that's where I had to go to customize my communication shortcuts.
You are teaching this to all 3 of us, because for some reason all of us did it in the tent. Like
I did not do it in the tent. I've been doing it at the customized radio wheel menu.
Which
that's the
which
thing.
I found in the tent.
Is in the equipment tab.
And he found it in the equipment tab. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. I think Sirket showed me about that day 1. Dude, I went ape shit on my radio wheels day 1.
Day 2 for me.
Tyler immediately started playing. Tyler at one point went like, "Oh, this is a classic." I went, "Tyler, you can't be doing this to me." Like I already knew what he was fucking putting in.
The emotes are great.
Bradley, did you find that you can like make extra radial wheels? Like so you have your base radial wheel when you, but then you can press the D-pad to switch from like communication or commonly used items or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, no, I did see. Everything in this game is just free range to customize it.
So you have those initial 4 you can customize. You can also put in extra ones like top right or top left. Like I have 8 radial wheels at any given time that I get to control with the D-pad. You start with 4. So like just stuff like that. Like again, I had to learn that there's no tutorial, and like how are they gonna like, do I really want the game to stop me and teach me that, or do I want like I'll figure that out when I need it. Like the game's overwhelming enough kind of thing. So it's tough. There's no right answer. The answer lies in the heart of battle. You just gotta go hunt. That's the
He said hunt. He said the thing.
Said the thing.
I think we all enjoy Monster Hunter. I think we've all really. I know the 3 of us love it. I'm hoping Bradley will one day get to where we are. Maybe not. He probably never will get as much because we're addicts to things like this. But I appreciate that Bradley understands our appreciation.
Bradley has the most addictive personality of all 4 of us. It's just niche. So we'll see. I have strong hopes that the way that the game opens up in the high rank, like when you understand how a high rank functions, I think that will turn a little gear in Bradley's brain that makes him go ooh.
I'll say it'll be nice when I'm at that point where like the game legitimately is just hop on and kill shit.
You are like you are under 2 hours of gameplay to that point, like probably less.
We all got to high rank kind of at the same time. It all unlocked for us, and we were just like, oh, we can just hunt back to back to back for like an hour straight.
Yeah. Also, this game has like one last thing. Like, there's a concept in Monster Hunter called crowns. It's each monster has a minimum size version and a maximum size version, and those are the 2 crowns that you can unlock for each monster if you hunt those. So it's kind of like shiny hunting, Bradley. And this game it saves the crowns in between investigations. So me and my friend Gus yesterday, we got on, and we just kind of like started doing crown trading, like it's playing Pokemon, and we're trading like Magmar for Electabuzz to like complete our Pokedexes. I thought that was like there's some community stuff in this game that you can't really explain until you do it, like just vibes. And when the Gathering Hub comes out in April, that's going to change everything, because the Gathering Hub is where we're actually going to go to hang out and look at each other's armors and goof off. It's going to be great. And that's in like 2 weeks or so fun. All right, last topic, if you dare. I'm sure there's some Civ opinion updates, but then also new Civ opinions, period, because Bradley's found new Civ games to explore.
New old game.
New game. He's uncovered new Civ games that no one's ever played. So take it away.
Yeah, as our resident retro gamer, after Civ 7 came out, which has had updates, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Not as much as we did last time, Jesus. But after Civ 7, I was like, what does Civ 1 look like? Tried that out a little bit, and also, since I've been doing my DS gaming, I got the one Civilization game on the DS, Civilization Revolution, which obviously Civilization Revolution is on other consoles too. I'd never played that flavor of Civ before. But anyway, Civ 1, my first reaction was like, it's actually kind of crazy how much stuff we know from the later titles was already here in the first one. Like you can pretty much jump in, like most of the core mechanics are the same. And even the buildings, like I was like, oh, dude, there's granary. They have granary in this game. But not a ton to say about Civ 1 because it's just fucking Civ. I think the most notable things is there are just some things with the visual presentation in this game that I just really adore. Like normally when stuff happens in Civilization, you have like your little notification over on the side, but like if something notable happens in this game, like a city being taken over, they put this overlay on your screen that like it looks like a New York Times newspaper with like a headline of what happened and like pictures and shit. I'm like, that's flavor. I like that. Or like on the city screen, there's some things I like where instead of just like a number or a bar ticking up, like you have a place that's called your food storage, and as you're gaining food, you literally see the food symbols stacking up in there like a silo, and when that fills up, that's when you get a new person. Which, like, I just like that visualization more than you're getting 11 per turn, and when the number hits this number, you're gonna have a new citizen. So I don't know, it's kind of cute. It also plays fast as shit because there's no animations. So, like, I don't know, it's just very snappy. And I didn't know this about some of the older Civ games. I think it's only in like 1, 2, and Civilization Revolution. There's a resource called Trade, which is kind of where you get most of your science and money from. Trade is a resource just like food and production and stuff, like around the map. You usually find it on like rivers and coastlines and stuff. But the way trade works is you set like a tax level for your cities where you can be like, I want of all the trade resources the city gets, I want 70% of it to be converted to science and 30% to be converted to gold. So it's like a really interesting way to, I don't know, just like choose what you're producing. And that mechanic's also in Civilization Revolution DS, which out of these three, in the past, since Civilization 7 came out, and I've tried these three games, Civilization Revolution DS is the one I've played the most, because holy shit, even though I'm playing Civ 7 on my Steam Deck, it's also just so convenient to just pull out the DS and start playing this game within like 10 seconds. Civilization Revolution is I didn't realize it's kind of like playing any other Civ game, like on the quick setting. It just goes.
Yes.
I worked my way up through all the difficulties. The second highest, Immortal, I beat a couple times in preparation for Deity, which dude, that's not beatable. It's not. Like, you have to focus every fiber of your being on military defense the entire time to just not die.
They go illegally fast in Deity on.
But that can be kind of fun if it feels kind of like a. It feels kind of like a Call of Duty Zombies loop where it's like just how long can you last against these incoming enemies. So it's kind of like a Civilization version of that. It feels like. But they've also been doing some updates to Civ 7. Joe kind of posts the patch notes when they come out. And man, there are some things on there that like I didn't even realize were making me suffer. Like I think it wasn't until a few patches that they allowed your naval units to disperse independence on coastlines. I saw one post on the subreddit where this guy said, like, if you're currently producing a unit, but the tile that it would eventually spawn on has a commander on it, whenever you finally get the production for that unit, it just doesn't spawn. So you just wasted 19 turns of production. So like there's little stuff like that where I didn't even realize that was a bug that was in the game, and it's like, what if I got fucked and I didn't even realize it?
Yeah. Fair enough.
Which is kind of why it's like, it's also kind of the reason I was like, I can try out these other civilizations, because like the vast majority of Civilization 6 that I played, like over 90%, is years after it came out, and I'm like, honestly, that's probably what's going to happen with Civ 7 too.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, I've been keeping up with Civ 7. Weirdly, my hours with Civ 7 and Monster Hunter Wilds are the same. That's more of a thing. That's more of a positive benefit for Monster Hunter than it is for Civ, because it's been out for less time. But I've really, really, really kind of fallen in love with a lot of Civ 7's mechanics. I really like it a lot. I wish I was playing on my PC, but I'm selling it for my PlayStation. And I just like, I don't know, man. Like, I get into this great flow state when I do Civ 7 that it's been very cozy. It reminds me a lot of Civilization 4, which is weird to say, because they're not similar.
Civilization Revolution. Civilization and 4 and Civilization Revolution were both number 4 entry titles in the Civilization universe.
Oh, okay. I don't know why they labeled CivRev that, but okay.
They didn't label it that, but Civ 4 and Civ Rev came out similar times.
Yeah. But I really like the game. My dad has also picked up the game, and he is in love with this game as well.
Oh, this is a good dad game for dads.
Yeah.
Everyone get your dad this game.
So fun fact, my dad also played Civilization Revolution on the PlayStation 3 as a fun fact, Bradley.
Oh, I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, he has like triple my hours in Civilization Revolution.
It's pretty addicting.
Yeah, he got to a point where he would just boot up deity games and beat them in the morning.
Jesus.
Kind of. Yeah, like
dude, that's why I played so much on the DS one. Like you just pull it out, and a full game is like it's like maybe an hour, so I could just bust it out.
Yeah, which is cool. I really like CivRev. A lot of like Civilization fans like poo-poo it, but they don't see the grander picture of things.
They don't get it.
Yeah, they don't. But I've enjoyed Civilization 7. I know, and we're in the cycle always of like, oh, it doesn't have everything, it's not fully finished, and I think people who say that are completely in their right. If they want to get to an experience that like Civ 6 or Civ 5 is at, they need to wait, and they should wait, and I think they're totally in the right for doing that. But I also think that if you like Civilization and you just like play every entry when it comes out and seeing how it evolves, I think playing it now is also fine. I think it's still like a really good game to pick up as well. I do think there are still some issues, but I still think the core of the game is really, really, really good.
Oh yeah.
A lot. Like, yeah. And Monday they are showing off their new patch of what they're doing, and I think the 26th is they're going to launch the next patch, which should have a lot more changes to it. Yeah. So excited there. But I also think it's really funny that like this year, Civ and Monster Hunter kind of did the same thing, where they both decided that they are going to simultaneously release on everything for the first time, and they both sort of kind of botched it one way or another. So I just think that's kind of funny. But yeah, Tyler, do you have any thoughts about Civ?
I loved it. I'm still going back and playing on and off as well.
Yeah,
it's gonna be around for a while, and I like. Other than you, Joe, I've had other people that I'm just watching playing in the background.
Yeah.
I still have I think I've only finished about 3 games still. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but mine are very slow.
Yeah.
I take my time. I'm doing other stuff. You know, I'll like stand up, go clean stuff, do chores, come back and sit down. I still can't do my economic victory like I want to do, because I end up having so much money. I buy everything, and I can and I end up doing like culture. Like I can't beat my own economy race. I can't beat myself.
That is a bit of a problem.
When I get to that point, it'll be like I build a new city and then I just dish out like $5,000 building everything in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's cool. Like, you should get a reward for getting a bunch of money. Man, I love the economic victory path in this game. To me, it's like the most fleshed out victory path they've made. It feels the most like at home in this game. I think the cultural victory is really lackluster. It makes me sad, because that's how I usually like to play.
Shame.
Yep, it is a shame. But yeah, I don't know. Civ good. I still like Civ.
Hell yeah.
I still like 7. I'm still gonna play it. And when I get my PlayStation, I have already repurchased, or not PlayStation. When I get my PC back, I have already repurchased the game, so I'll be playing it on there as well. Yep. Don't tell anyone that I spent $200 on this game.
Ooh. I won't.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. Says it on podcast.
Yep. Anyways,
this is where we post our secrets on the internet.
It's true.
Nobody would ever know.
If we ever have kids, they'll dig this up and realize how fucking degenerate
I would love I'm proud of what we've done here. I would love my kid to see the podcast, actually.
That's how they get to know their dad.
Yeah.
It's true. I hope I die. This is the way they learn about me.
Joe, I hate to tell you, that's a possibility.
I know.
Make sure to tell them you love them. I love you, little Jimmy.
Love you, kids.
Don't forget.
You know what your names are. You know why I don't tell them.
No, predict it, because that's gonna fuck them up if you got it right. You have a good chance here.
Now look.
No, I don't want to, because I don't want y'all to steal my fucking names.
There is another topic category that we have always had on this podcast called Scenic Route.
Yeah, I mean,
if we want to do that.
For what it's worth, the Scenic Route has been a recent addition. I think it's a good one because I think it's made us better at pacing these things out. We have time for the Scenic Route. The Scenic Route is where I will very quickly do a Sopranos check-in. I am on season 5 of Sopranos. It is a 6-season show, so I'm getting there. We have officially reached the point of the show where every episode the characters are doing a new atrocity, just trying to one-up each other. We have hit that point of the mob story style.
It's a great time.
Yeah, it's the thing I said I hate about these types of stories the last time, but it's a great time.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Tony continues to be, like, S tier character, like, so good. He's the cutest man alive, my little monster. I love him so much. And then the therapist would be my second favorite character, and then there's like kind of a gap, and then everyone else. It's kind of the Tony show. One character made a keen observation where it's like, Tony's the kind of guy where you ask him for like some help or some money, or like some money, and it's like, without even thinking about it, without even being malicious, his mind will instinctively think 20 steps ahead and be like, this will benefit me in the future in some way, so I'm going to do it.
I like that.
I don't think he's even conscious of it. Like, he's just such a hustler at this point. He's so used to being like a mafia don that he can look at any situation and see how it's gonna turn out good for him. And that's just how his instincts work. And I think that's really interesting. And like,
I think that's cool.
And it's like, I swear it's not as malicious as it sounds too. Like, I think it's completely wrong to call Tony a sociopath, even though characters in the show call him a sociopath. He very clearly has emotions, has true feelings, and cares about people, but he's also an evil bastard at the same time. So he's a very good character.
Yeah.
Like, the character cast in Sopranos does not stack up to, like, any of the dramas I like that came after it, but Tony himself stacks up to any show's best character, is how I would, like, categorize it. But that's the Scenic Route, and that ends our journey on this podcast. See, it's all a roundabout. We'll see you next month at the same starting position.
Yep.
With all these, Jesus Christ.
Scare the